rivers of the deep, dolphin mysteries. Bottlenose freaks, short beaks in the night. Humpback shadows, pygmies out of sight. All the dolphins, you know it's true. Rolling deep in the ocean blue. Stripes and spots, they rule the tide. Water dogs of the deep, they don't hide. In the river's grip, seas endless bounty. Ruling the waves, dolphin Illuminati. Praised by Romans, gods to the Greeks. Underwater rulers, the power peaks. In ocean depths, their counts to 6. Dolphins in the dark, never calling it quits. Striped and spotted in the sea's domain. Aquatic dogs in their own insane lane. Through rivers they ride, seas they roam. In the ocean depths, they make their home.
Well, I talk about insanity, which is what's going on in your mind, and outside, which is where you communicate with those outside. As you know, if you give too much of your insanity, they'll lock you up. I tried giving as much as I could. They locked me up. They published it, paid me.
Dolphin, Illuminati. Deep, deep, deep in the deep they creep. It's that dolphin, Illuminati. In the rivers and the seas they be a constant mystery. It's that dolphin, Illuminati. It's that dolphin.
I wanna be rich, but not so rich. Know too much, get left in a ditch. CIA scratches if Clinton's getting itch. Yeah, I wanna be rich, but not so rich. Suit and tie, but I move like a glitch. Eyes wide shut, still dodging the snitch. Laptop missing, emails encrypted. Truth so loud, the mainstream clipped it. Flash drive full, got that dead man code, but I keep it cold like a heart on the road. DC nights where the back door's cracked. One wrong file and you never come back. I wanna be rich, but not so rich. Wiki leaking out your dome into a ditch. You wish the simulation had a glitch. You wanna be rich, but not so rich. But not so rich. G-man lurking by the food truck line. Whispers in the Wi-Fi trailing mine. Check my 6 when I speak that facts. They erase folks cleaner than income tax. No chain, no fame, just VPNs. Tryna buy a truth in a world full of friends who smile like masks in the masquerade, but flip the switch like a deep state blade. I wanna be rich, but not so rich. Know too much, get left in a ditch. CIA scratches if Clinton's getting itch. Yeah, I wanna be rich, but not so rich. They say the truth will set you free, but what if it just sets you up? Tryna whistle blow, you better know you might not ever blow back up. I wanna be rich, but not so rich. Wiki leaking out your dome into a ditch. You wish the simulation had a glitch.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
Here comes Santa. Here comes the world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture makings, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secret secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically. Good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys. Good guys. Good guys. Good guys.
Big up your Saturday day. Hi, good guys. I don't even know what to say.
Hey.
Like depressed, not like on the border of being a little bit delirious, right?
It seems like this is chaotic. The chaos magic. Welcome to our spell. If you're joining us early, everybody that joins after this point will have no idea they're involved. Just like we like it.
That's
And
how
if Brittany
magic
posts,
works.
make sure that you let us know in the chat. Abbie will be keeping live tabs on Britney Spears, which our normal Saturday is we just watch Britney's account all day. But since we're live on air, she'll have to let us know.
Yeah.
Hi,
Should
good
plot them
guys.
all out on like a
necessary.
chart. There's probably
That's
like
right.
symbols if you were to plot throughout a week exactly like what she's doing or what her moods are, and then just draw little like sigils between those moods.
I
Man,
think even if
so
you looked
much.
at her grid, you'd be surprised. And then the way she plays videos, I've noticed she'll be like, it looks like I've had a nose job. And then put up like 15 videos of herself. And
Yeah.
then my hands look weird in this. And then put like a weirdly edited video of herself. It's like she's becoming the Russian doll of conspiracy on herself. But who knows?
Yeah. It
I like that.
wasn't
Like,
she like
she
on the,
herself is getting into it.
wasn't she on the news
pointing out it's
recently or
not her.
something?
What, Layla?
Like TMZ like said that something about her and like a hotel and all these stories of her being spotted at places and like her
She was with the
stories and-
Kardashians.
yeah,
see that?
that's just bizarre shit. Like I don't even know what to call it anymore.
You know
Right
what I
after,
love
Like deeper
about
than
you
a
guys?
psyop.
This is what I love about you guys. Like, I know there's other shit, like financial shit. We're going to go to war with Venezuela. Like, all this other, like, conspiracy, Charlie Kirk, whatever. We get right into the Britney of it. Like, we're like, why
Why
mess
not?
around? What's going on Britney Spears?
It's way more
Instagram.
entertaining, is it not?
Well, it's also it's untapped, right? It seems like it's a very real way that you could read symbols and read predictions, and no one's tapping into this. And obviously, it's a huge source of energy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who was that one
Saturday.
character with the weird masks and talking about like before 2020 even happened, the whole pandemic of it all? There was this blonde girl, I forgot her name, but she made these weird videos like, I told you guys that something was coming.
Yes.
We all have to wear a mask. Like weird fucking cryptic videos of like starting point to finishing point and like kind of telling a timeline of something going to happen. I forgot her fucking name.
I remember you shared it in the
but
Telegram way back, the beginning of the Project Chaney Telegram. I remember you sharing those videos.
yeah, I forgot her name, man. We're on YouTube.
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
She's
I
like,
like
you
it.
know once you'll
I
see
do
her.
too. I'm here for it.
Hold on.
She would just repeat herself.
I'm
She's
not
like,
in a rush to figure out either.
I told you. I told you it was gonna happen. I told you guys. It's like it's just weird, but she's like essentially saying, okay, masks are gonna happen, lockdowns are gonna
Yeah.
happen. It's just weird.
Do you guys take
what was
part?
her
I mean,
name?
I do this. Sometimes I just randomly tweet at a celebrity in hopes that if they die that day, my account will be the soothsayer. No one else,
Poppy.
just me.
Poppy.
No, good
There
idea.
she goes.
Poppy, yes.
Hmm.
Told you.
Hmm. I don't know
Poppy.
who Poppy is.
You'll recognize it, I swear, because Layla posted these way back when in the Project Chaney Telegram. Like,
Mm-hmm. Let me get the
How
video
far
right
back
now
are we
and I'll send
talking?
it. Like this is before 2020. Hold on.
it's like, yeah, it was a while ago. She maybe posted them after, like talking about it, but it was like while you're around.
This was
I
in
think even
2017.
though. Okay, yeah.
No,
so
this was in
definitely pre.
2017. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
2018 was the
All hail
last
Baldur's Gate.
normal Thanksgiving ever.
You had a normal Thanksgiving?
Send it to
Well, I
myself.
mean,
No, he
so I
said
you know.
can give you the link.
2017 was his last, the United
Normal one?
States' last normal Thanksgiving.
Or
What happened in
2018, right? Because 2019 is when you started hearing about things in Italy and Japan, and oh man, there's something going on over there. But I think it was like December or January when it finally started getting like taken seriously in the U.S. of 2019, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of people that I don't know when COVID first came out and it became like a badge of honor of like, oh my God, I tested positive for COVID, you guys. I'm like, it was like so cool. There was those same people or like a whole different sect, but they were like, oh my God, I already had it in December. I'm sure of it. So it was like, these are,
Yeah.
it was
I think I got it around December-ish or something like it.
victim badges. There's something that we take victim badges so easily. Like, oh my God, I lived in New York during 9/11.
I
Like,
watched
were
the
you at the
second
towers?
tower
No,
fall.
I wasn't. But
What's the
I
second
only
tower?
lived 33 blocks away. I don't know. Victim badge.
They should pass them out, honestly.
They
It should
should.
be good.
Just
If
like,
you-
well,
like a-
they did in the military. Like if you
No.
were like post 9/11, you got a ribbon for that. Whether
That's what I was
you're
gonna say, like just
stationed in
being
San Diego
enlisted
or
during a
yeah,
conflict, you would get at least one little ribbon,
medals
and
and
that's how
ribbons.
people
Yeah.
would like amass all these ribbons. Is they would just been through a number of different conflicts, and then you can kind of collect them. But yeah, it was. I think that should happen. Like if you live in the city, if you have a zip code that's considered in the city, you should get like an actual little patch or a little badge that you can wear.
But
Yeah.
then there'd be the ones like, I lived in Miami when the aliens came into the mall. Does
That
that
one
get
would
one
be
or no? We'd have to
badass.
debate about it and all. You'd be like, that's not real. And I'd be like, your shit ain't real.
But
If you're at
no-
the mall, you should get one.
It would
9/11
open a whole
ain't
new
real.
market up, right? It would be a way that the government can start something and then let private industry come in and like flesh it out. So then you can get your aliens in the mall badge if you care about it.
Hey, paranoid Americans should make those.
A little vest, and then you get all your psyop badges.
I
You
kind
can
of like
collect
that,
all
yeah.
of them,
Yeah, I love it.
like psyop trading cards, and you can collect them all. And you flip over the back, and it makes one big picture.
Yeah,
I
kind of like
this.
the
Yeah,
Garbage Pail
all
Kids.
the different psyops that you've made it through, and like here's your badge to show it off.
Speaking of, let me find this somewhere on X. I feel like the Pentagon posted this, and I thought it was like, oh, that seems, it's all, I don't know. For whatever reason, my computer is working slow. I don't want to fuck with anything.
Wait, this is the Pentagon saying?
The Pentagon like put up a video, but it was all about propaganda and psyop war and kind of like a video like we would have made in 2022 about what we were living through. With all the little ghost army stuff about propaganda. My computer's acting so screwy and I don't want it to like freeze up if we're online. Like I probably missed 10 updates.
Well, if you think about it, 2019, especially 2020, like 2020 through 2022 were the Super Bowl of any kind of psyop commercials or anything that you wanted to get out there, any like wacky idea, because people were you had way more attention, right, for any kind of advertisement. If you had like a mobile device or if you're watching online and you're pen up, but also that people are in a completely different state of mind. If you know to specifically target like traumatized people, you could get more effective advertising in those like 2 years.
Mm-hmm. That's what if they're all glued to their TV. If
Oh,
I
yeah.
pull that up, Layla, because it's on, maybe the Google one, the YouTube one will get us in trouble on the freaking YouTube.
She's just weird, creepy.
Yeah, she is very weird looking. Though.
Subliminal fucking
pause her, though, and pull up
videos.
her-
Like 2017 to 2020, there were like weird, cryptic fucking videos. Like before and after pandemic, like taking the mask off. She's like, uh-oh, we might have to put the mask back on. The mask is
They
coming
weirded me out
back.
so bad
Like,
when you shared them the first time.
I'm not playing it. I just paused it. Look at that
Yeah,
creepy little
this is
keyhole
one of
at the
them.
bottom with one eye.
Oh
The
yeah.
other one is called, what is it called? Don't Be Afraid. There's just so many, like, what is eternity? Just weird, cryptic, fucking predictive programming type of videos. That's all I'm gonna say.
Is it like an art project?
Look at
I
this
don't
over
know.
here. How,
Oh my god, Big Ed. No neck Ed. Poor guy.
I never
don't
watched
know.
that,
He's a
but they pushed him on
what's
us.
it called?
Homunculus.
Yeah, there you go.
Is
He's
that
a
what you were gonna
homunculus.
say?
Yeah.
He was created by another man.
So weird.
Oh,
Just odd
I'm
being.
disgusting. Sorry if I cough in the microphone today. I'll tell you guys that ahead of time.
What's this that Donnie fucking banned THC, man? What is up with this?
Donnie Wahlberg?
No.
No,
Daddy
Donnie.
Commander-in-Chief.
The
Donnie
Don.
T.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I would say about it is hops have the highest estrogen or like THC.
THC, yeah.
And hops, like craft beer and weed, are, I think, a big, huge reason of the estrogen level in American men going up.
Yeah.
So then ban
soybean
beer
and everything
before
too, yeah.
weed. Not everyone
Well,
smokes weed.
I think like Budweiser and Coors, like that piss beer, has a lot less hops in it than craft beer. And
Really?
so, yeah, tons less hops. And so the amount of estrogen that's in like an average IPA is crazy amounts more than your average, even
That
Canadian
makes a lot
piss
of
beer.
sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Are you judging a whole sect of men that like
I
IPA
am.
right now?
Yes, I am. I'm thinking man buns and all of that,
And that's the goal too, though, right? Is that they want to be able to just mass distribute something that's watered down and then enhanced with something else like THCX, right? They want to have that version so that they can just not have to worry about all the genetics and all of the like taking care of it. Just how do we mass produce this and pump it out? And I don't think that they would even need to have someone that has to be like an aficionado, someone that actually cares about where it all came from, because as long as you get the government contract, that's really all you need, right?
Something healed in me today when you guys said Donnie with THC, and I really had no idea. I was like, Wahlberg?
I was thinking Donnie Wahlberg too, because when I hear Donnie, I always think Wahlberg.
Well, I think
But I
it's
knew what she was talking
the
about.
Delta 9, right? Or he wants
Oh,
to
yeah.
ban all these other derivatives so
Delta
that you
8.
can't legally get like something that'll THCAs that'll convert into normal THC, right? He wants to get rid of all these different workarounds.
Well,
But
even
that
like
shit is
all kinds
shitty.
of things, like for healing purposes, like for children who need it, or for like Alzheimer's, like all these different sicknesses that benefits people, especially people with seizures and whatnot. They have ointments and stuff, and he really, like, literally wants to ban those things too. And it's just
Yeah, zero
like,
tolerance policies. Yeah.
why?
Why?
Oh,
I don't know.
I think really these have to be negotiations between the black market and the legal market. That's the only way that any of these decisions make sense.
That's what
What-
everything feels like.
What are you guys' opinion on kratom?
I don't know.
like the
I'm kind of on the
free,
fence.
I didn't
the
really
blue
get it.
gas station heroin.
I feel like it's kind of, to me, it's in Joe Rogan bro science, where it's like snake oil peptides, BP 157,
different.
and it's
Never
like
mind.
this new hot thing. But then, like, however many long from now, it will just be like, remember when everybody did peptides? That's what but I don't know. I could be totally naive.
I had tried
Is
it
that the
because
same
like a
as
lot of
that
bodybuilders use it like before they work out, and it does put you in a little bit better mood. But then I realized I was taking like too low of a dose, so I tried it at the higher dose, and man, it does make you very happy, like good mood. I was like, there's something about this.
Is that stuff that they talk about that people are getting addicted to? Like that
Yeah,
kava
'cause it
kratom
does-
thing
Yeah.
that they buy in
it
gas
goes into your
stations in the
opioid.
bottles?
Yeah, your opioid receptors. Except you can buy it in like capsules
Yeah.
or powder. It's legal in Oklahoma.
You know, I everyone, no matter.
Well,
this is really what I don't want the
on
government
that and like
delay.
Layla? Go ahead, Layla. But you weren't even moving. It was just frozen, but you look like you're moving now.
what just
Her
happened?
eyes are moving.
It was so weird. She wasn't talking,
Me.
so I didn't.
No, I am, but like I was just waiting. We see.
She's weirding us out here.
Okay, go.
You're talking about
Am I
Kratom.
glitching?
I think so, because everybody else looks clean and
All smooth over. Well, here I gave Kratom a try, and I don't even know if it really had much of an effect on me.
Do
So,
you know
but
what
I
color you
know that I
tried?
read about it being used by heroin addicts getting off of heroin. But yeah, then other people can also just get addicted to Kratom then as like a stand-in.
Yeah.
like
And I guess it has like
methadone.
a physical addiction. It's not just like you're mentally
Yeah.
addicted to it.
Like methadone.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
fills your opioid receptors. Same.
Mm-hmm.
It does the same thing.
And this is another thing about filling your opioid receptors is somebody takes it for one drug, it fills their opioid receptors. They go and try cocaine again for the first time in 20 years and get a massive crazy addiction to something that they never had before because all their opioid receptors were filled and now it hit their like 8th opioid receptor. This is like a real thing that's happening in real life where they did all the
level 8.
yeah, no, it's like a real thing of not being able to get high. Like all it did was block the thing. It's like the Suboxone. Suboxone did that to a lot of people as well, where you just because you can't feel the kick of the one narcotic you were chasing doesn't mean that everything else is better off later on. Like you might have never had an issue with speed, but now it hits different opioid receptors than it ever did before. It's like a real
That
thing.
makes sense.
It's a reason to go back through and try them all again to see like how they've changed over the years.
I think really, I just don't really. It's crazy that whatever big pharma, I don't care what like whatever other country big pharma is. It just comes in. It's allowed to poison us at whim. But I have to ask, as a grown up, anybody else's opinion about Delta 9 or Kratom or heroin. Like, if it's put in a pill and I convince my doctor my knee's sore, I can have whenever I want. But it's like that to me is so retarded that anywhere the government is ever going to try to like tell me what I can and can't not do, my answer is just always no. So it's just like, yes, do we want to keep kids safe? Yes. But it impending on me at all, I don't want to, like, let's get our shit together. Like, why do we need the government to tell us all this, like, you're allowed to and you're not allowed to? I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes me a little
You know what's
Technically,
been
though-
on my algorithm recently? Salvia. Like nonstop. It's like, is Salvia calling me? Is it telling me like to
Yes,
go on a
let's
trip
do
with
it.
you? And I'm
100%,
like,
yes.
you know what? I should be open to it instead of being like, no, because it might take me to a place that I've been in a dream. And maybe I can visit someplace and get some knowledge. I think it's like a time machine. The more I'm
If
like
you just know
following
that you'll be fine, as long as you've got someone to make sure that you don't hurt yourself, then you're not gonna like do anything bad. You know, your body's not really disintegrating. No, it's not gonna last forever. You'll come back from outer space. Like those are the things that you'll go through. And as long as you just know that you're not dying, you're totally fine, then you'll be fine. It's that simple. But a lot of people, when they get to that state and they're jumping out of windows and they're like hurting themselves, it's because they're trying to like escape some weird carnival ride, right? And it's like you just got to go through the carnival ride and you'll be 100% fine on the other side of it. And as long as you know that,
I guess it's like
then-
going with that mentality and go. Like, just let
I mean,
go.
you don't
Don't
have a
worry about
decision. That's
anything.
the problem. Is that you will
Oh,
be
really?
letting go, but it's whether or not that like you actually let go. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you'll be removed, basically.
I'm with Israel Adams on this. I've never heard of a good salvia experience.
Thomas talks
I've-
about it.
But he
I might
doesn't say it's
agree.
good.
Couple.
It's like mind flattening.
Yeah. It,
Well, I keep thinking about the person at the doorway and stuff, and I'm like,
Me
that
too,
sounds
with the
just like a
moon head.
gatekeeper at the dream out of a dream. Like, and the way that you pass through is like these fucking gatekeepers, like they're usually kind of scary and intimidating. You have to be like, I'm Abbie and I want to go through that gate. Show me what's behind it. And then they usually will, but it's like you having to assert yourself and be respectful, and then they'll let you see what's behind the door or whatever. But
I just had another conversation with this guy Caleb Graves that's made like his PhD and specializes in salvia experiences. And we were talking about all this, and I think the best way to summarize it is that it's non-euphoric and it's pretty much only good in retrospect. It's not the greatest thing while you're going through it, but after it's over, and it's only like I don't know, it's like 15, 20 minutes, maybe 40 if it's like really intense, but you're doing it in an afternoon and you're making dinner, that night for yourself. It's not like crazy. It doesn't remove you the same way that almost every other psychedelic does. And I
Well,
think
about this,
this
Tom?
one guy.
What about this? It's just the coming back from what feels like 10,000 years as a box of cereal floating through space.
100%, yeah.
Well, I was
that's
just
the way.
gonna say that there's this one guy who like experienced being a huge hill for over 5 million years, and it was just like blowing my mind. I'm like, what is this thing, and why do we have these different substances? And it's like maybe it's like portals to different like timelines or dimensions or whatever, or maybe seeing like the beginning of things, like when things started really like becoming
Well,
reality.
and salvia came directly from the CIA. There's no other source for it. Like it literally came. It's all documented that it came from Gordon Wasson, and he was funded by the CIA, and he gave his findings to the CIA, and then it was leaked to the American public in the 50s and 60s to the CIA. So we would,
So why
without
would they do
CIA, we'd
that?
have no salvia.
Okay, but why would
I
they do
mean,
that?
I thought it was a plant.
Dang, the CIA makes good drugs and
They
great
do.
music.
Plant. Yeah, but it's
You
a
gotta give
plant
them
that's
credit on the
only
box.
found in one specific tiny little location on the entire planet that was kept safe from the conquistadors in like the 1400s. Like they actually kept this one particular plant safe from all outsiders until about 1953 or something, and that's when Wasson, CIA funded Wasson, ends up going and gets magic mushrooms, but he also gets salvia divinerum, and he gets like the whole lowdown on all of it, and he publishes it and he brings it back and he gives it to the rest of the CIA essentially through Henry Luce. But I don't know. And to answer the question why, I think that part of him was a fanatic about psychedelics, and he really did think that it was like the connection to some deep mythology, that all ancient mythologies and all the old gods came from a psychedelic experience. I think that he was legitimately on that specific kind of a
I could
tunnel,
get with that.
and that he was using the assets of the CIA and his connections to basically fund and make sure that he had all the resources he wanted to investigate this stuff. But as far as I understand, he didn't really indulge in any of this. He didn't actually take salvia, and he didn't actually take magic mushrooms. He just observed all this stuff and researched it and knew it was important. But I don't know if he was like terrified of it, and that's such a weird, consistent thing. You'll see a lot of the people that discover some of this stuff, Albert Hoffman aside, right? The LSD guy, he actually did it accidentally. But most of these scientists, they'll like figure out what it does, but they don't themselves want to touch it.
Why? Isn't that
It's-
like how you come to know the thing? Like by actually doing the thing?
I mean, it's all, some people just like doing the process and don't actually care or want to do the actual effect. I know it's weird.
So they're just
wouldn't
scientists and
understand
not mad scientists.
You'll find is very consistent. Even the guy that made synthetic THC, the first two, all the researchers were like, "Don't ever do this. We wouldn't do this, but here's this thing."
Hmm. Wild.
And I wonder, in a way, like these certain drugs seem to be realms, and they even talk about like people with schizophrenia and how they're all talking to maybe the same beings. Are these people on these drugs all visiting the same places? And is salvia kind of the best proof of that?
I got one like skeptical version of this, of like, here's a different explanation, because there's something called form constants, and what form constants are is they represent these like very specific visual patterns that people report on certain psychedelics. And there's like a cobweb pattern, there's a grid pattern, like everyone's kind of seeing like a fractal version, clouds, but like almost all the visions fall into these categories. And one of the explanations too of that is that like we all have the same brain structure, more or less. So if there was a certain drug or a chemical that affected a human brain objectively in a very certain way, then would also explain why you would see the same things or hear the same things. And maybe if you just extrapolate that a couple extra levels to you're going to the same room, you're meeting the same people, there might be like actual archetypes built into your brain so that if you just tickle the right 7 places at the same time with the right chemical, you see a lady at the end of a hallway or something, right? Like I'm oversimplifying that.
Or
But
like
there's
the code
that's
inside
like
the
the
laser
skeptical
with
version.
DMT.
I mean, maybe, yeah, I don't know. I think it's another interesting version that's no less interesting than saying, it's all spiritual. Like, what if you can actually just figure out exactly which 5 places to hit a button at the same time to get like a very specific scenario?
Well,
It seems to me that
go ahead, Layla.
good. Well, it seems to me that a lot of these users who use are doing it in a room. Has anyone, or is there documentation of people like sitting outside in the sun, facing
You
the
don't
sun,
want to. No,
taking this?
you can, but the problem is that all that is gonna make it like a weaker, shorter, and less impressive experience. Like what you want to do is you
Why?
want to completely isolate your senses so that when like imagine it's like you're hooking into like a full body VR suit, maybe a horrible this might be like a, a horrible
What if you
analogy,
did it
but
floating?
if you put like a whole VR, yeah, if you did it floating, that would be awesome.
That's what I think. Float tank.
Like you would
Yeah.
want to be in a float tank because ultimately all the different senses, like your smell, your feel of touch, everything is going to be unrelated to your environment. Like if you're doing it outside, you're not going to be outside for very long. Like you can go in a dark room and then turn up in Salvia land with like a bright sun and like planets swirling around you, and you don't want like a light or a fan or like the sound of wind or even wind like blowing against your skin. You don't want any of that to distract you and remind you, oh wait, I've got a physical body back down on earth somewhere. So like all like the sunlight and other sounds and smells, those would all be anchors that would be like holding you back and tying you down from going to this completely other place.
Wow.
Like the other thing you were saying too, which kind of makes sense to me, is well, 2 things are happening. One, humans will create pareidolias out of anything that fits something they've already seen before. So you can only see a pareidolia of something you actually know the form so well. And so that's happening in your brain at the same time that there's only a certain amount of forms that fit into everything that we will consider that thing the thing. Like there's only a certain amount of places eyeballs can go until we're like, that shit's fucked up. There's only a certain amount of places a nose can go before it's completely out of proportion. And so it's like just in our human face the way it is, that's the same kind of for a dog or a horse or a chair. Like things that have this dimensional property only fits the thing that we've seen before. And so I wonder with salvia where everything leaves you and it's like, I don't know. It's like part pareidolia, part you can only see so many things.
And it's frustrating too because there's really no way to capture this. Like video and the best artists in the world and all the musicians in the world and sound designers still could not capture like a fraction of what the actual experience is, right? So you're always stuck going just so far in trying to communicate what this thing and the fact that it is so completely different, than anything else. I don't know. It's so
The
I'll have
fact
to
that we
stop
can
myself.
do this and have these experiences that we can't even fucking explain or draw or like even fathom, and we get to visit these places, it is like,
I wish this
what?
were a college course where like once a week or every night, if you're like a teacher student, then you would be doing salvia and like recording trips and then just like explaining it the next day.
That's the kind of shit
Yeah.
Don Juan would have Carlos
And like
Castaneda
create
do.
your own grimoire.
It was like constant for him.
This is
If that
Thomas's
exists, I
favorite.
mean, there's 10 states where this is
fucking
still
wild.
legal, right? Yeah. I mean, this is the best, one of the best representations. And I've seen so
So like
many.
the hand obviously moved into something more.
Well, this is the best explanation I've heard. I've never done it, but out of people that have explained it, and I don't know why seeing DMT in 4D, if we live in the 3D, salvia is 2D. So how much space would you, Layla, take up if you went entirely flat? Like you become this infinite, huge thing, like lines in a circle. There's so much of you. If you put your arm out on the couch, it would be so far away.
And like all the little eyeballs, they're like little like musical 7 dwarves that are all kind of like chanting and marching constantly, like it's motion, right? Like we're looking at like a static image of a really
She
crazy,
knows.
very dynamic and vibrant like environment that you're like going through. Like you're feeling yourself getting sucked into becoming like, I don't know, it's weird.
Can you hear him chanting too?
Oh yeah, 100%, yeah.
I think there's a funny fake commercial called Rogan University somewhere where it's like this kind of like, hey, dude, bros, you know, you want to learn about BP 157? You know, like whatever the thing is of Rogan University. But I think actually salvia and this would be an interesting like take on something. Rogan
We gotta
University.
find whatever state it is that you're able
Yeah,
to do this, and we can all do like a meetup there.
I've seen this one of this lady nonstop, hysterically stuck in a state of laughter, like couldn't get herself out of it. It was just pure ha 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 ha, like,
See, that,
but it was pure
and that's like a
torture.
prelude. That's like a start. That's like one of the starting points. So there's like 3 or 4 different phases, and laughing's usually like the very first. Sweating is the first one, and then laughing is the next one, and then after you get beyond laughing, then you can like get to the next phases where you get to go through this door or whatever. Like you end up in this spot. But some people they only get to that laughing place, and usually that's because they're awake and they're like keeping their eyes open and they're trying to stand. And like if you were to just like lay down on a bed in a dark room and just like take a nice whatever you needed to do with the salvia and then just put it down and lay down, like don't even have a fan going, don't even have like any air rotation, and just close your eyes and just do your best to forget that you're even laying there. That's the 100% the best way to do it. And usually if you're not doing it that way, then you end up just laughing and then stumbling around and like seeing weird visuals a little bit. But ultimately, like you have no idea what this specific type of experience is.
So it's legal in Delaware, Illinois, Louisiana, which would be fun, Missouri, Virginia, Tennessee, and Texas.
Really? That's so weird. Louisiana and
think
Texas
so.
surprises me, and not
Maybe not.
California or Oregon or Washington or.
Maybe those are it just said, actually, that could be, it's not regulated under Controlled Substances Act, but some states, including those and others, have passed their own laws. So that could mean that it's illegal there. It's not necessarily, I could have pulled up the wrong thing.
I think it was like 10. I think there's around 10 states that it's still legal in.
I don't know. Louisiana wouldn't surprise me. I
New
feel
Orleans,
like
yeah.
Oh,
yeah, New Orleans is wild, y'all. Like
Oregon is
after
one, yeah.
I
And it
was like
wasn't.
completely surprised at I didn't know New Orleans was like in Australia for the French, where they were like, this person's crazy or this person's a whore. They were like, send them to NOLA.
And that was the drug and weapons port between here in Cuba and here in Haiti, I think.
And I also, people that have watched The Coven, the American Horror Story Coven, and a lot of other people have heard about this part of history, and I hadn't yet, about her name's Delphine LaLaurie. And she owns this. It's like the single. I think that part, I could be wrong, but I think it's like the single biggest residence in the French Quarter. And it was like a house of horrors. If you remember the episode, it's the one where Kathy Bates characters in it, and she puts they put like a bullhead on a black guy, a slave,
Yeah.
and they cut like the innards out, and they do all this twisted stuff. All that's real life. Like
Was
this
it Madame
lady really
LaFleur?
did that. And so she was like 14 years old. She marries a 35-year-old guy. He dies. Then she's like 19 or 20 years old. She marries another guy 20 years her senior. He dies. Then so she has money. Then she marries a doctor 20 years her junior. And they do all this crazy torturous stuff that eventually a slave lights the place on fire. So when they have to come and like rescue them, they find people chained up to the walls, all sorts of crazy shit. But they just pass it off like, this lady was twisted. But I just think again and again and again, you find these elite people doing this sick, twisted ass shit. And all these other people in town knew about it.
She was
Like
just doing
everybody
hostile.
was taking
Yeah.
part. Yeah, it's total hostile shit. Also, New Orleans is another one of those towns, like Chicago, like San Francisco, like pick the town. Great Fire takes out its bell and they get a clock. Like always seems to be these great fires, and then the bell tower burns down, and then they get a clock. And
Instrumental in the JFK assassination too. New Orleans was. It was like the epicenter of where a lot of different people came from. It's where Lee Harvey Oswald came out of.
the entirety of the Mississippi River, because I always tell you guys I'm from the timeline where the Mississippi rolls backward on my timeline, the steamboats and the sugar factories. And then when you're looking at the like 8th Ward or 9th Ward, whatever these things are behind the levees, and you're on the Mississippi, you're not on the ocean. You're just on the Mississippi. And then they tell you, yeah, our river goes up 17 feet in high season. And you look at the levees and you're like, this is a retarded built town. Like, this is just a retard built thing. I don't know. Like, this has nothing to do with an ocean. This is just your issue with the Mississippi every year. Okay. Anyway, that's what I felt about looking at the levees. And I didn't think like, also, did you guys know that during Hurricane Katrina, the French Quarter never lost power?
It sounds like Key West, right? Like Key West will go through a hurricane and somehow
They
like,
never
back up
lost
with
power.
The French Quarter never lost power during Hurricane Katrina. So were we told one whole crazy thing on TV and then this whole other, it's like they always have to mix these cities up and then one part had nothing to do with the other part. I don't know. It's just a wild, like, they took
So
them
does
levees out.
The Garden District, is that involved? Is that also the French Quarter, or is that totally different?
The what?
The Garden District,
I don't
where
know.
all the mansions are and stuff.
Oh, it's not too far away. It's
Yeah,
really not
I thought it
too
was
far
pretty
away from
close.
the French Quarter. But everything behind the levees is crazy that any human would ever build there. Like,
Yeah.
the comments, you just wouldn't do that. Like, it's it just is weird. It's a weird spot to
Katrina
put
was
homes.
was awesome conspiracy wise too, right? Like this, I remember that this was like classic Alex Jones style before he went too crazy, and it was documenting how the U.S. was bringing in foreign troops to help confiscate guns from people that lived around the rim or like, of the bowl, wherever all the flooding went to, and they were using these justifications that they didn't want looters to come into people's homes and then like take the guns because now criminals would have the guns. So they would go into people's homes and take all of their weapons away. And that was just like, it was one of these examples of they were cross training with international military for two reasons. One is that they would claim they'd be low on resources and it's in a national emergency and they need help from like international troops. And the second one is that an international troop wouldn't care as much about kicking down the door of an American and being like, wait, should I be doing this? Should I be taking these people's stuff? Like, you bring in someone from Mexico and they're just like, I'll kick down a door. Yeah, I don't care.
That's that were like the IDF troops coming in or something. They always say like the UN troops, if you ever see UN troops on American soil, that's when to be really scared because it's a lot harder for US soldiers to stand down on their own people. But a UN soldier doesn't give a shit about us. I don't know. I think New Orleans, the hoodoo,
I've never been.
the voodoo, the Catholicism, the magic, but the hoodwink of it. Like it's like a place where they are well aware of what they're up to. It's like, I call it now the buying a shark's tooth in Key West. Like, I mean, you can get a tarot reading but you're paying for it. But I did like idea in American Horror Story that the real witches never burned in Salem. They knew they were coming and they ran to NOLA. So it was like, that's why it became such a witch heavy town. So I don't know.
My experience was at least in the 90s, if you were 13, you could get a drink in New Orleans. You could drink yourself until you were throwing up and bar hop if you were 13. And there was like, no one's really saying anything as long as you're not obviously being a dick about it.
I threw up on my birthday and I didn't drink.
Oh, well, okay. How did that happen?
This is what I don't know if I had like, I don't know, but I was sitting at the table at this place called Brennan's. I had two. If you guys ever go, there's this place called The Husky. It's the like top 3 best restaurants I've eaten at. It was so good. The ambiance was good. Great
Makes
steak.
you throw up.
No, it wasn't that one. I went to another place, world's famous Brennan's. This is where like the Bananas Foster was created. This is my birthday night. There with my Maria, her man, me, Jules. We're having a like delicious top of the line meal in New Orleans. Jules gets she even says like, I'm not gonna get turtle soup. She says that on the boat that day when we were on the boat, and I'm like,
turtle soup.
Yeah, and I'm like, whatever. Then when we're at Brennan's, I'm like, when in Rome, I say to her, when in Rome, her turtle soup comes to the table, and I could not get it out of my head. You guys, I get in my head about things, but I didn't know if I was also getting sick. What I can tell you is that Brennan's is the nicest bathroom I've ever thrown up in my whole life. And I threw up in that bathroom.
Just thinking about it made you throw up?
I could not. It was like a sweet smell. And then there was a guy over like a table. I get weird auditory when I start to get like, I'm hot. I'm getting pale. Like I just started like thinking of everything I ate, and then that turtle soup, and it was like a sweet smell. And then there was a Bananas Foster cooking a table over, and the guy's like telling the history of Bananas Foster created at this restaurant. And I'm like, I gotta get up. So I go to the bathroom. It had the stalls all the way to the roof and cloth, like those nice paper towels. So I felt like when I didn't have to look at people's feet or like feel like as
private.
up. Dude, I had to go to this bathroom 4 times. I had to get up from the meal 4 times. 4 times to go puke. Eventually, after that, I was like, I got to go just sit outside. You guys take your time. I just kept thinking, I mean, if I'm going to throw up in a town, this isn't the worst town in the world to like throw up.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, everybody here just thinks I'm wasted. And I wasn't wasted. I was sick, and I couldn't tell if I was like, did I catch something? Or is this turtle soup? And every time I thought about the turtle soup, I would throw up again and again. I threw up for 12 hours. Like just threw up. Yeah, the next morning I woke up, I was good.
Actually eat the turtle soup?
Yeah, Jules finished the turtle soup. I couldn't, like there was a time I wouldn't have been able to tell you this. I thought that too, Layla. And then I also thought
because the symptoms
that someone
that she's
gave me
saying,
the evil eye.
Yeah, like the sweating, the hyperventilating, the throwing up, the nausea. That's like, if you really believe in that, like I've seen like weird shit. Okay.
Well, it was a whole thing. Yeah. It was so gnarly. The whole entire thing was gnarly. Like I just had to get back to the room. Like, oh, I can't wait. It was just such a nightmare. But then everything there is haunted. Everyone's telling you everything there is haunted. And so it's just, it does feel like a massive amount of energy. And turtles, you don't know how many turtles I pick up out of the road here on a like weekly basis. It was like such a gross, anyway. So that was my birthday. And I didn't blow out my candle.
Something
My friend, her first
like
visit. Sorry.
magic.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, I transmuted Julie getting sick off that turtle soup.
My friend's first visit to New Orleans, she had alligator, and she said every time she ate alligator, she got the craziest nightmares. So she's like, that definitely wasn't for me. Like, just weird shit.
I've had alligator without nightmares.
Yeah, I've actually tried it too, and I was like, I didn't have nightmares either.
It's
But
just like a tougher chicken.
yeah.
Ugh, it's swampy. It's
can't do it.
not good.
Yeah, no.
There was gator on the table
Have you
too.
done like frog's legs?
Nope.
I
Jules
haven't.
likes frog's legs.
They're not bad. They're just like tiny.
That felt weird coming out of my mouth. Frog's legs.
Escargot.
I don't know
What?
the ownership of frog's legs.
I honestly think that things like escargot and frog's legs and even like lobster right now, 100 like this is how I truly feel, is that there's some elite class and they're just messing with like the people that think they're rich, and then there's like a much richer class and they're like, let's make them eat bugs and like crustaceans and like snails and just
Shit that's
just, like,
unclean.
soak it in butter and put salt on it and tell them that it's like a fancy rich thing, and we'll just sell it to them and see if they'll fall. We'll take this like prisoner food and let's just elevate it and charge, like 1,000%. Someone's like, charge 10,000%. Like, all right, we'll charge 10,000%. And then like they becomes like a thing, right? And it's just like they laugh about it, and then eventually, if the joke goes on long enough, then it just turns into actual culture.
When they're disguising Red 40, okay, but not telling you what Red 40 is, and you have to do your own research to know it comes out of a fucking beetle
Yeah.
or some weird bug. Yeah, I would say
the artificial strawberry flavor, isn't that it? The one that comes from like beaver anus glands.
I think
oh my
some of
god.
the vanilla.
Ooh,
I think artificial vanilla.
That is artificial vanilla.
It's witchcraft everywhere.
Sorry.
Vaccines.
I heard Summer in my head tell me like, no, it is the beaver gland is vanilla.
Water, fire, earth.
It is kind of weird how it's the beluga whale vomit. That's ambergris.
Yeah.
Ambergris is the beluga whale vomit. And it's used in perfumes.
It's like the most expensive liquid on the planet.
I get it now. I was like, why? But the nicer quality, the perfume, like as it gets to cologne to perfume and goes up in levels, the denser and thicker it gets, and it's more of an oil. Like it sprays, like spreads out, and it doesn't dissipate as quick. So I'm like, that ambergris probably goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like they can wrap it with scent and it'll just sit on there for like
Probably
that's probably your
fatty.
granny had ambergris. That's why you go in her closet and it just smells like your granny still.
Yeah.
I don't know what your granny's closet smells like. I just assume it's like my granny. It's like I wouldn't know the perfume, but if I smelled it 100 years from now.
Just to bring it back to salvia really quick.
Yeah.
Smell is another good example of like trying to explain a smell to somebody, right? It's something that's almost impossible to actually explain, but it also is something that the second you smell it, you know it. You don't have to sit there and think about it because I think your olfactory gland bypasses your logic part of your brain anyways. It like connects directly to your memory, which is why like the olfactory is the one that's linked the closest to all this. So when you're talking about like walking to granny's closet, some people might be able to smell that. Like if I said a smell that you know what smells like if you told me what cool water smelled like I could probably conjure that up. But if I actually smelt it in real life, it would like bring back like a rush of memories.
Yeah.
How
I
is
love
that even a
scents.
thing? Smelling. Ugh, that's so I get like so emotional sometimes, like at the idea of the simplest things, like the scent. Like, how is that even fucking a thing in this reality to be able to smell something? Like everything has its own unique fragrance, and each fragrance is a frequency and a color and a number and a tune. And it's just like,
And people have favorite scents, and like somebody else's favorite scent, you could be like, oh,
yeah,
I hate that.
it's so wild. It's so wild. This realm is so fucking cool. Like, it really
From
is.
what I understand too, the people that actually design scents, it's usually like 100% male, and it's because there's a certain like retardation or a mutation of the olfactory glands, and that only men develop this like weird mutation, and it gives them some insane like smelling ability, and that only they're able traditionally. And this is like from in like Cologne, France, I believe. That like traditionally they're the only ones that are able to like join this secret club of other people that have mutated olfactory glands.
What's that
So, like,
movie called? Where that
Perfume is
guy
one of
kind of goes mad and like kills a beautiful woman and tries to collect her scent
Perfume,
off
yeah.
of her. What is it called?
Perfume.
Perfume? Oh,
I like when movies always have names like that are the E. Like, what's
so
that movie
simple.
about the guy on the mountain? Climb.
What's that movie with the lady? She is a gypsy and deals with chocolate. Chocolat.
Gypsy. Dark
yeah,
Gypsy.
she's like a gypsy
I would have called
woman.
it Dark Gypsy
Mm-hmm.
instead of.
But yeah, that movie's fucking phenomenal. Perfume, like wild. It's almost like Quill. I compare those two like to
Quill is good. Or
like
Quill.
Have you
my
guys been
top movies.
Pluribus?
About what?
Have you guys been watching Pluribus?
What is that?
No.
I think I'm up to date.
It's this show. I think it's on Apple TV, and it is a virus that spreads hive mind. So, and not in a bad, like, not like everybody becomes a zombie against you. Like, everybody really has your best interest at heart. Like, almost like a really naive puppy. Like, if you almost in the childhood it's in way where it's like peace on earth. Everybody's so sweet. But except 11 people on the planet don't get the hive mind. And the hive mind's trying to figure out, they have everyone working on it to try to figure out how to get these 11 people to be part of it.
I don't like that.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
And if you get angry or sad, then
something's wrong with you.
then the entire world freaks out. So like this lady gets mad and she screams at one of them, right? She's like, "Get the hell away from me," or whatever. And they all like, everyone on the planet has a seizure. And if you were flying a plane or driving a bus or like doing anything, like walking upstairs carrying something heavy, and this lady freaks out on the other side of the world, then you go into a seizure and you drop that piano on your face, or you drive that bus into another bus. And like, so just you getting mad or upset in front of them can kill, I think it was like 13 million people or like 30
11 million
people.
11 million people.
11
the first
million
time
people
she tells,
kills just
all!
because,
11
because
million
she like freaks out at one of them. So then like they separate themselves. It's weird. It's like and honestly too, I think she's kind of being an asshole about it, and she's just maybe like an overly flawed character because she's not even using it to her advantage, right? She's got like such a spiteful approach to it. So I don't know.
It's kind of funny. I want to explain it a little bit because I think once you meet the guy and he's 7'11" or 9'11", I don't know what his ethnicity is, but he has like a harem of girls, and he calls in like when they all fly into a place, he gets Air Force One. And because they can ask the hive mind to do anything for him, and the hive mind just wants to make the 11 of them happy. But the one bitter bitch who Thomas is talking about, it's funny too because everybody's from all over the world, and then she's just this like fucking Karen. Her name's Carol, and she's like a lesbian book writer. She's just like a little mad at the world, and
Closeted,
her partner
too.
dies.
Like an angry, closeted version.
Closeted lesbian with this unfuckable hair, and she's just mad at the world. And so she meets the homie who's like, he has a harem. He's like making this work for him. If he wants the finest foods, he gets the finest foods. Except this is the whole thing that made me think about it when you said the escargot. Back when at some point they're all sitting at this nice meal. And he goes, "I asked for lobsters at this meal, and they said the only lobsters we could find were alive, and we don't kill anything." And so it's like slowly the things on earth, like the meat products are dwindling down, and like all that kind of stuff is dwindling down. And I don't know, it's hella interesting, and it's not scary at all. It's more suspenseful and kind of silly, but she is an unlikable character. Where everybody else, I'm like, yeah, because it's like if you're going to lean in, and you see a couple of characters who lean in, you see a lady who's like, "I don't care. All my family's still around me. It's fine." Like she's just like moving on with her life. But it's like this lady has her heels in the sand. And so when the whole hive mind decides, "We need space, Carol," the whole town leaves. Like the whole town leaves her. It's so
They probably
great.
had enough of her shit.
Yeah, they had enough of her shit, and they were like, "You've done a lot. Like you're doing a lot, Carol. We're gonna give you space." And so they used to be, anytime she picked up a landline, they're like, "What's up, bitch? Like anything you need, we're right here." But now she picks up the landline, she gets a message. She gets like bad drones to come pick up her trash. I don't know. It's kind of silly, but
because they're trying to preserve the last humans that they're in control of, right? Because every time they have an interaction with her, potentially millions of people die, like every single time.
every single time. Yeah, Carol, we need some space.
Karen.
No, yeah, I know. It is kind of funny. Like she is that personality. Anyway, so that's Pluribus. If you guys are bored, you should check it out.
I want
Where
to
can
see
you watch it?
the spring off show where it's like the Air Force One dude. Like I want to go on his adventure. I don't really care as much about what Carol's going through.
I am liking how it's splitting off and showing us the other characters. Like we're meeting the dude. He might be in Mexico or something. That would be closest to me, I think, at first. Where it's only 72 hours in. Everybody else accepts it. He's the only one that's like locked in a storage unit eating dog food like, fuck this noise. Like, I just feel like everybody else accepts this hive mind way too quickly. And I would have been like, this sus as fuck right here. And I would have locked myself in a storage unit and been licking.
And foil the windows.
Yeah, that shit. That's fucking wild. So, but this is another weird thing. I don't care. This is just, I'm like, spoiler alert. They all just randomly say, like, I want to talk to the other people that are like me on the planet. And they all have meetups. So this one guy who won't reach out to any of them, they're like, we're trying to reach out to him, Carol. He doesn't want to talk to us, whatever. So she's like, give me his number. So she calls and it rings. And he doesn't answer. And he finally answers. And he's like, leave me the fuck alone, bitch. Like, whatever. Fuck you, bitch. Like he just hangs up. So when she calls back and she's like, fuck you, bitch, and like hangs up, like that is the one thing that he's like, oh, there's life out there. Like there's somebody that's not thinking with this hive mind. And so I just like that idea that like her being in her raw fuckidiness was his one thing of hope. Like,
oh shit. Fuck.
He's like, I need to find
authentic.
this cunt. Yeah. So anyway. Pluribus, that was a shout out. Now we can all collect our checks. We'll be getting free Bitcoin from the Pluribus Foundation,
which is really just the idea.
Yeah.
Do any of you guys watch Stranger Things?
Not yet.
No, I started it like a while ago, and then life happened, and I didn't.
You mean the new season, right?
Yeah, they put it on Thanksgiving. I haven't watched the first 4 episodes. I think the next few are on Christmas Day, and then the finale is on New Year's. So,
if you're just showing up, we've all had the craziest schedule. Like we've all been doing weird stuff, or some of us haven't felt well. Some of us have been all over the country, and so we haven't gotten to meet up. That this time was just really impromptu, and we were like, "Fuck it, let's do it." So if you're just showing up for a chaos episode of Secret Society of Good Guys, it's 5:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is live. So
yes, it is.
Make sure
we are live.
Hold up a newspaper or something.
This might serve as last proof of life for one of us.
Oh. I felt like on one of the tours, the lady, every time she said dead, I felt like she made dead eye contact with me. And I was like, lady, stop making eye contact with me. I'm dead. I just heard somewhere in my head, 23. Don't let her 23 you.
Shit.
But I would tell anyone, do tours while you're in any city. But if you're in New Orleans, do the tour. And the steamboat was awesome too. You should totally go.
Did you go to Madame Laveau? Is that the name of it?
I didn't do that, but I heard our tour guide talked about it a little bit on one of the tours that we took.
It's like one of the original famous. It was like a white lady voodoo priestess that became the head of one of the different factions of like the voodoo mob, essentially. But she was like looked at as being like the OG, and then she had this shop that then branched out, and I think kind of just like has continued now using her same name. But it's where you would go to get like the skin of a frog and the eye of a newt and all of these crazy ingredients that you would need for some sort of like dark magic. It was the place you would go to. So you would get your sage and you'd get, your poisons.
And they're no joke about Our Lady Anne Rice. And I really believe
Love her.
that Interview with a Vampire, I really believe she is Christian Slater's character.
Yeah. I was convinced when I read them. I was like, oh, this shit's real. Like, never thought it wasn't.
Yeah, I think so too. And even one of the things they were talking about, there's 3 kinds of vampires in New Orleans. And there's a vampire who like lives like that, where they have people who donate and they drink blood and they do that. They have vampires that it's like really an aesthetic, and they sometimes will mess around. It's like more of a sexual appetite. And then there's energy vampires, and it's like a whole sect of vampires that they just walk by and touch you. And
Yeah.
steal
They
your
avoid
vibe.
the elbows, apparently. Like, don't touch elbows with anybody or hands.
Well, think about walking how crowded the streets are of like New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, and this could just be my Florida girl, as far as like great American cities, New Orleans is up there, man. Like it is great. It's like, I think it's cool. I think the history of the whole area is cool. It is greater than Vegas, hands down. Like, I don't know anywhere Vegas would compete at all, except
There's a
amount
if you
of
were to use
gambling.
like Vegas and New Orleans as like comparisons, right? I think that Vegas, there's a certain area, like a radius of where you're generally safe, and it's all like very mainstream commercial, like easy access, and you don't have to worry too much about getting, maybe just swindled or something. But you don't have to worry about like dying. And I remember in New Orleans, it's more like you can be in a great place of town, and if you just go down the wrong back alley, you're all of a sudden you're just in danger, and there's really no sense of an entire section of the city being completely safe. It's not like Manhattan, right? Where like, at least if you were, or at least that's what was like in the early 2000s. But like, if you're in Manhattan, you might be more safe than if you're in like some random borough. But New Orleans is not like that. Like every single alley that you don't know about could be the last alley that you go down, and there's like a certain danger in the air that just reflects that. If you stay to the known streets, you probably are going to be pretty safe, right? But like, people die in New Orleans in crazy ways constantly. Like it seems
You know
like a
why?
city.
I feel
As
like
vampires. Duh.
I think that, but I also think like
I can believe it.
the energy of being in a port town is I imagine this is how every port town used to feel. Like, you better be careful around here. You'll get like shanghaied. You'll get hoodwinked. You will get
Pirates and shit, too.
knocked on the head and put on a boat. And like, I think there was a real
Bayou.
feeling of that all over America, like Portland, Maine, Portland, Oregon.
Everglades.
New Orleans feels like it's still. It makes you. I don't know. There's so much
Make you feel
history
more alive?
there. I really dug it, and I also loved the weather. Just felt like home. The swamp, like the buildings. Everybody's like the French Quarter, the French Quarter, the French Quarter, but the architecture is very Caribbean. It's closer to Key West than it is anything you're going to find in Paris, and so it feels like home to me. Like whatever the energy is there, and in my history, this is Jules was like, well, Croy, you always, because I always am like an Irish lass. I own this so much Irish, but somewhere in my lineage, like a strong thing is also Croy, which was LaCroix. Like it was such a different name, but at Ellis Island, everybody got changed a little bit, or people joining war, going to the Korea War had to change their name a little bit. So, yeah, I just think it's curious. New Orleans, it has a whole, where we always think like our rebel side, the French are rebel as fuck. Like they went against the
certain
crown
pockets
so
of them.
much.
Let's not give all of French people too much credit.
But when you look at them directly, they are like the one that went up against the crown so many times where they were like big enough to fight the crown again and again. And even though they're their own corrupt bullshit, like that was kind of like we only hear like so much negative history of the French but I almost am like, kind of like it.
I would say like I'm pro French American 100%, maybe a little bit anti French Canadian, but like pro French American.
I'm pro French American, anti French Canadian.
Yeah.
That's huge. But yeah, New Orleans, highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Even if I threw up turtle soup that I never ate. And it's all bad politics. Shit politics in New Orleans. You can see it every street, every single street. There's not one street that you can walk down where like you have to watch where you're walking in New Orleans. Like you might as well be walking in a swamp because there is an ankle breaker every 5 feet. It's like potholes and broken bricks, and the people of the town do what they can to try to fill it in. But I just imagine there's so much shitty politics. And when you see that much tourism, how bad is the politics that this is the fucking streets of your Disneyland? Get the bugs out of here. Like, this is unacceptable.
But a lot of the money too, to New Orleans still, it's basically like corporate money, right? Like there's a little dive bars here and there, but even the dive bars are going to be selling, like Captain Morgan and like, Goose Vodka and like all these brand names. So ultimately all the money is getting sucked out of that region and going back into the corporate headquarters in Spain or, Galapagos Islands or wherever the hell they hide it. But it's one of the main reasons because and it's the same thing in kind of Florida too, right? Like as soon as the money makes its way to Disney, you don't think Disney's reinvesting all that in Orlando or all that in California, right? Like they're putting it wherever the hell they want to. And just imagine that is every single business that's throughout your entire city. And if your entire city relies completely on tourism,
but
especially with alcohol,
they have their offshore oil has to be bigger than any other state. Like bigger, like
a good example though, because
none
that
of
oil
all out.
It's definitely owned
Fisheries.
by a global corporation, right?
Like it all used to be just like me and you, all the fisheries, shrimp, all the crawfish, all just me and you. Then the Bubba Gumps came in, like every single part of their thing. But I think so much also of New Orleans and all the surrounding areas is so similar to the Caribbean in the way that they've really taken it from the people. Like they've really taken all these little industries fragment at a time, all away from the people. And then it's like the things that are allowed to flourish. I don't know. It's crazy.
Remember there was like a big oil spill too that happened, I think like in the Gulf, but it definitely affected all of the shrimp and like all the fishermen that were in New Orleans.
Yeah, that was like 2011, 2012.
Deepwater Horizon. I'm so glad you brought this up.
It was deep. But remember, so this still blows my mind today that you knew for a fact, like the day after that leaked, it was not safe to go out and eat fresh shrimp.
Yeah.
But there was never an official announcement of like, okay, everyone, we've done all the tests and now it is now perfectly fine to eat all these shrimp. I don't think that point ever happened. I think it's just like now the acceptable amount of oil or petroleum or whatever that you can have in each shrimp, it just raised itself a little bit. A bunch of guys got together and they decided like, now we can increase that to like 0.02 particles per million, right?
Just like mercury in fish. Because it's like
that
known
thing,
to be
they go to this oil, this Deepwater Horizon, and they're like, this motherfucker's costing us so much fucking money. Like they weren't getting near the money that they thought they were going to get out of this thing. So the same company that cleans up the oil is the same company that owns this oil rig, and they make more money per the gallon of oil they quote unquote clean than they do out of oil they pump off a failing rig, so they blow it. This is really what I think happened to the Deepwater Horizon. And so
they collect the insurance money and they get to clean it up.
Well, you ever see those commercials where it's people cleaning off the ducts and they're using like hand soap or something, Dawn hand soap? And it's like, this is being used to clean this turtle up. Well, Dawn hand soap is petroleum based. It's actually a byproduct of the exact same oil that potentially just got all over that duck. And it's so weird. I always thought that was like this really deep humiliation ritual to like the animals on the animal level. It's like, we're going to kill you. And then we're going to clean you with like the byproduct of the thing that was used to kill you. And then we're going to use this entire process to
Exxon
promote
Valdez.
ourselves. Like,
Wait a minute.
That was
So
from the
is
Exxon Valdez
the
and
oil
still to
that they
this day.
extract, the oil that they extract, is it harmful, or do they say that it's harmful? Like the fresh oil that is extracted from the earth.
This is a really crazy thing just in general in life. Everyone, life hack. Whatever the thing is, the easiest thing to clean that thing is the thing. So if like you have an ash mess, put some ash on a rag. If you have like, I don't know, oil cleans up oil the best. It's like Play-Doh. Sticking Play-Doh cleans up Play-Doh the best. I don't know what that thing is there, like that you're like, oh, use the thing, that's the thing.
I don't know, like Elmer's glue might not be the best example.
Well, peanut butter on gum in your hair, I always thought was like boom, like next level brilliant. I didn't know it was just like oil.
Yeah. We're removing soot with ash.
Yeah,
well, that's like
you take
the whole
ash.
Wicked movie. In the Wicked movie, like, or books, Elphaba can't bathe with water because it'll kill her, so she just uses oil to clean her body. And I'm like, that's like, you know, a lot of hand soaps that men use, like that work like doing industrial type jobs and stuff. That's how they get the grease off. It's oil based freaking soap.
Or if you have oily skin, put oily products on your face. You don't put like drying products on your face, or your skin's gonna.
Because then it'll keep making more oil. Yep.
But for real, is that crude oil like bad necessarily? Because I've never seen crude oil like for myself or touched it or smelt it. You know, I had that
remember when
experience.
we were kids, how petroleum jelly was used for everything? Like that's exactly what it is. It's made from freaking oil. Yeah, but it's still made from.
Yeah, like turpentine.
I mean, it used to be like,
apparently,
oh, this will get rid of it. Petroleum jelly, just put a little Vaseline on it.
Isn't there like fecal transplants?
Yes, there is.
The way to get rid of bad shit, good shit. Just saying.
Yeah.
And somebody who has healthy bacteria.
Like turpentine. How they say that they use for like certain things, but it's actually used for like healing colds, or like you take it with sugar cube, you know, back in the day, or like
get rid of lice.
Yeah, and another thing, using cobwebs with, I think it's tree sap, and putting it on a wound and then wrapping it because they didn't have Band-Aids, so that was like a type of Band-Aid. Like, you know, I just wondered, these things that they say is so bad, or like crude oil, oh, it's, you know, harming the earth, but is it?
Well, when we were kids, I just think it's so crazy that when I used to just walk the beach, every beach, all the time, my entire childhood, I would get tar on my feet. And now that tar is not anywhere to be found, and I just gotta think that that's what they're selling us.
Your feet tar?
Well, the tar that's not all over the beaches anymore. Like, how it's not hard for them to just gather that up. Seems easy, like a couple little nets.
Yeah.
Gather up that tar, sell it to me by the barrel.
Or a huge thing that absorbs
you
oil.
want me to think it's dinosaurs? I just can't.
Yeah.
Nothing, no part. So then I'm like,
I can't wrap my brain.
It's seaweed. It's always been in the ocean. This is what we've always been up to. And the drilling in like Texas, they're just drilling to once was ocean. So it's older.
I kind of believe in the concept. I don't know if it's like dinosaur bones. Might be like a gross oversimplify. My understanding of oil that I can accept is that it's all of, like you say, seaweed and all that. Like it's all the plants and vegetation that somehow never got completely pulverized and recycled back into nature, and it gets like locked underground. And essentially, at that point, it has it actually has energy still stored over from the sun. Like all the energy came from the sun. It gets stored in the cells, and it just sits there, and it's almost like a diamond under pressure, right? Like it keeps getting pressed and pressed and pressed until you've got this like little tiny nugget sludge that's just pure sunlight energy. And as soon as you can unlock that, now you've got all that sunlight that's been stored forever, and it's like on tap. It's like the ultimate battery, and that's kind of what. And it's, I mean, dinosaur bones or whatever, it's just like a version of that. But yeah, like if a dinosaur got trapped in a cave and it collapsed, then like all of the food and all the energy that still could have been returned back to nature, it's still locked somewhere. And even if it turns into like a little sludge or a goo, like that pure energy, you light that thing on fire and it'll burn forever, right? Like that's kind of
Like a
what's going
compost
on there.
pile.
Is it's
Yeah.
Sounds like
unlocking
blood and
I think
veins
exactly compost. Like it's
of
just
earth.
compost 1 million years later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
compost diamonds essentially, like compost diamond sludge.
Like all of it just
So they're
it's
just tapping into like old fucking dump sites.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately,
Like our dump growing up, I remember like first time I went, I was weirded out bad because they like took me. They're like, "We're gonna drive by the dead animal pit." I was like, "What's the dead animal pit?" Like it's where they throw the dead animals when you take them to the dump. Like you take them to the dump, you can just throw them in this pit. And they showed it to me. Oh my god, the smell was horrible. And it's this deep pit with just freaking animal carcasses all in it. That next time I went, it was like filled in, but it was wild. Like the dump actually had a place for animal carcasses when I was growing up.
you know, a lot of towns that like military towns, a lot of the cheaper locations, they're built on top of the finished landfills, right?
Yeah.
Like after the garbage is done, they'll polish it off and they'll put like an entire community, entire city on top of that whole area. And they usually flood, but it's usually always next to some kind of a military town.
That's my uncle lived in San Diego and bought this property, put tons of money into it. And when they were landscaping, putting in like brick on the side of this hill, and rock on the side of this hill, they realized that it was old landfill property. Like nobody had ever said anything to them before they bought it, and then they found that out, and it kind of like devalued their property quite a bit after it was discovered.
I have a friend that her biggest fear is driving by dumps because she thinks one's gonna blow up. And I was like, that's the most absurd fear I've ever heard. And then
Very
she's like, well, why
specific.
do you think they have all those stacks? And she's like, that's to let all of the gases out so it doesn't explode. Dude,
Yeah.
I never saw the stacks before my whole life. I feel like I was like just in the last few years where I just saw them and now I can't unsee them. And now I have this inadvertent fear that every time I'm in the car, I tell whoever I'm with, I have a friend that has a fear of dumps blowing up.
Well, that
like,
okay. So
I'm
I
the
went to go
friend.
visit my in-laws in Bella Vista, Arkansas, and like this, it was just the outside was like hurting my throat and shit, and they were sounding all hoarse and like, "Oh man, the stump dump caught on fire." I was like, "What the fuck is a stump dump?" And they're like, "It's literally for like stumps and everything. Like people are supposed to just put in their like yard debris and like tree stumps and shit." And apparently, like they've done some new construction, so they were like other people were putting like their construction waste and stuff in there too. And because it's a compost pile, it generates all that fucking heat. It did catch fire. And so it wouldn't have been so bad if it was just like stumps and freaking like tree shit. But then it ended up being all this construction crap too. And it just lit on fire. There was just from the heat that it like, so yeah, it happens.
The methane, right?
Yeah, something. Whatever it
Remember
is.
when that was it Palestine, Ohio lit on fire because of the trains? I wonder whatever happened there.
The chemical
Did
fire.
you see, where was it? Hong Kong? That huge ass fucking building that burned to the ground.
I need a fake
with
phone,
residents
like
of 5,000 people, and over 200 people died so far.
I need to call my fake secretary and tell her to remind me to look into that sometimes when we're on there. Jane, can you remind me to look into that thing?
How and how quickly it burned?
I think that was a server.
A server?
Yep. I think it was a Chinese computer server.
Well, don't they have like this new type of electrical technology now that I guess Ethernet is connected now to our electrical systems. It's a new type of wiring that they transferred into new houses and new structures now. So technically, they don't need routers to see inside your home. It's now wired into the house. That I guess technology of like Big Brother allowing to see like X-ray vision through the electrical systems now.
Like there's a couple versions of that, right? So there's one that was pretty popular in the early 2010s I think it was called X10, and X10 could send a pulse through your electrical like wiring in your house. And if you had other X10 electronics, they could all communicate with each other through just like sending minute pulses that other electronics were meant to filter out, just because there's always fluctuations in your electricity. But they would like monitor this very specific version of it. And now like there's advanced versions that if you sent a pulse into your house and then I could read it, like read the pulse coming back at me, then I could almost use it like an echo detection, like the way a bat or like a dolphin would use.
Yes.
So I can send a pulse into your house and figure out where things are at, where you're at, like detect differences between my last reading and my new reading and get like a little readout of what's changed. And then technically you can do the same thing with Wi-Fi. Like Wi-Fi you can use to not just detect who's in a building, but everyone's phone that's also sending out signals. It creates like this little noise pattern. So just the fact that there's people walking around in a building all with phones on them, you could triangulate every single person in that building without even using their particular connection to find them.
So there's like a whole ass grid or dimension that they created of us in that field of like what you said, like bat vision, where like it sees in sonar kind of in that sense, where it's like gray and white in that idea. So
Yeah,
like it'll always send like that pulse and create that grid of our reality in the now time constantly with those pulses.
Did you guys also see the
It's
thing
so
where
wild.
the Roombas and the robot vacuums are pretty much doing the same thing? They're mapping your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't care. I kind of want one.
Oh, they're great.
I
Like,
still
because they'll
kinda
get
want
under
one.
your sofa and all of that. It's wonderful.
I don't fear the Matrix. We can't hear you,
Oh, you're-
Chaney.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I told you guys about the time I destroyed my computer, or one time I destroyed my Roomba. I broke the
Really?
shit out of the Roomba because it just kept going under the couch and getting stuck
Getting
in this
stuck.
spot, and it'd be like, and it
Yes.
just, I was like, learn it. Like, why aren't you learning this? Learn it.
Holy
Like,
shit.
it just was one too many fucking times. And then I just got rid of the Roomba. I don't know if I miss
wonder
it
if they
now that you're
updated
saying
that.
Roomba. I'm like, do I want a Roomba again?
If they're quieter, it would have
I
to
need
be
a new
quieter.
couch
Except,
that
like,
I can fit
yeah.
all the way under.
I got stilts for mine.
Next
Like, you can
level. That's
yeah.
really thinking next level.
Oh, I was like, if I got this bitch, it's gonna clean under
Stilts?
my couch. So yeah,
And that was an
just
easy
like
fix.
they're like little four. You can get like 4 or however many. Like I had a sectional, so they're just like little squares, you know, that fit
Uh-huh.
under the legs of your couch, and so you just put it on each of the corners or whatever, and it lifts it
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
You
This is what I
actually-
use at like conventions for like convention
Huh.
table.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Such an easy fix.
Because we have a lot to mop and it's like a lot of work. So I think it's just worth buying it, honestly. It's okay.
Well,
You
They
can
have
scan my
Roombas that
house.
mop now too.
Nothing special here.
A mop and Roomba with both
Yeah.
Roombas.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll refill itself at the little base where it charges. So you
Get
just gotta
myself
keep
like
filling it
a
up.
shower cleaning little mini Roomba that goes up on the walls and down in the thing. You
See how
guys,
great
I like the
robots
future.
can be,
can we
though?
just invent
Yeah.
this? Secret Society of Robot, can we just have one that will just scrub the shower all the time?
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Like, it could just be a mini one.
Or just
be
one that
in there
just
doing,
squeejes your
"Ooh,
mirror
ooh."
so you don't ever have to like worry.
It could just
about
be
it.
moving all the time, like a little hermit crab all over the shower.
Let's say you could have
suction
that,
cup.
but it would come and you could only license it. You'd never be able to own it because you could never afford it. So it'd have to like come with insurance and everything, and it would probably have like ads in it. So it's basically like inviting another advertising service into your home. It's just always there that you can't turn off.
If you were like, Chaney, can we play ads while you brush your teeth and then you get a free shower clean this week? I'd be like, okay.
2 minutes, you got me.
I already have a prototype in my head.
This is what I'm
Keep
talking
it to
about. So if
myself.
anyone runs with this, make sure that when you're sitting on your yacht one day that you send a check to your
Think of
Secret
us.
Society of Good Guys
Yep.
in your
Oh, yeah.
shower Roomba. But we can come up with a better name than that.
1%. That's all we need. 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, a wall Roomba. That's what's up. That
There was another. This is like I don't know how I even get into this. Another crowning achievement was supposed to be a washer / dryer that did both, and like I
Yeah.
see those at stores now. I had to go and get a washer, and they've got like one that's just you put all the clothes in one place, and then it washes it and it dries it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, then the part of me that wants two of them. Like, since we're taking the place of a washer and dryer, I want two, so that way I could just do like.
No, see next to it you put like a
Quick
freeze
laundry.
dryer.
There you go.
I don't know. I'm so finicky. Like even I don't want a front loading washing machine
too. Yep.
I like our washing machine has a clear lid. It's a newer washing machine. This is such nerdy old lady shit,
I like
but
the old
I'm
ones.
like, I love it. You need an agitator. I don't know why they tried to take
The
that out of the
agitators
center
are so much better. Yes. After like
That's why I like the old ones.
LG
like-
nice ones at my house, and then moving to an apartment that has.
Let's take the
an
knuckle
agitator,
board
like,
out of
yes.
the tub. Like, nope, we
Yeah.
still need the knuckle board. Let's not.
Have brushes on the outside of the rim. If you have no agitator in the middle, have bristles on the fucking machine itself. So while it's doing its thing, it's like brushing the
This
clothes
is such a
little
daytime
bit, you know?
show. This is another
Women
thing, too.
are the ones who like come up with all the cool
this
inventions like
thing-
this that make your life better.
There's actually the little toilet cleaning brush now that has the little switch, so you could just drop that little pod right in the trash after. Love it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
this
love
should have
that.
existed forever ago. Free hats. This is our Black
That's
Friday
why I like
sale.
technology.
Yeah, I'm a
Oh,
fan
it
of
makes
some
us
robot
lazy.
shit.
Like, why do I do all that if everyone is not participating? Why make the job so hard for myself when I could just make it easy? If not everyone's participating in the chore and there's one person doing it, why not make their life easier? But then those people who don't do the laundry are the ones who complain is like, oh, you're all too lazy to wash your hands. Blah, blah, blah. Like, why don't you fucking wash your clothes and see and talk? But I'm pretty sure you'll walk around with fucking dirty ass fucking underpants.
I
With
was
shit tracks.
I was in a robot taxi while you were having that conversation. I was just
A
thinking,
Waymo?
yeah, yes. I was just like thinking how, yeah, I wouldn't mind a robot car club that I could just sometimes come pick me up, drop me off here.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with a human. I just, so yeah, I'm a fan of robot for some things.
But it would be annoying if you're like, can we stop here really quick? And then it won't let you. Kind of like the automated call system, like, and you can never fucking get the 1 through 9, and you can't get the number that you fucking want because you have no idea. It doesn't apply to whatever the category is when you push 7 or 6, or you're like, the fuck, customer service, speak to a representative. You're like, fuck this. They should just have people answer the phone again.
But it doesn't really apply to Waymos, right? Like a Waymo, it's pretty straightforward. It's like go from this position to this position.
I didn't get on one. My Waymo canceled my ride when I was in Vegas. But I
Oh,
wanted
so you
to
never
try it.
actually did the Waymo?
But I was thinking I would join a club if they were like, hey, pay blank amount a month, and then you just get a certain amount of miles inside this thing. I would totally join that if I lived in the right place. Because I don't care about car. I know a lot of other people are like, in some cities, you desperately need car. But if you didn't desperately need car and you could just robot car, because who can taxi all the time? Take the human out of it. It'll be so much less expensive.
Yeah, and safer because there's some fucking weirdos out there doing some weird ass shit with people.
Well, the weird part when everyone says
I'm just
computer
saying.
car, they say, well, what about if that computer car was going to run over that one person or those 5 people or whatever? And I'm like, but what's happening to me inside?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
every one of the equations, what about me?
I think that there's
Kidnapping, sexual assaults.
there's something too very American about having your own car and being able to just drive 3 or 4 hours away on a whim. Like that's part of the American experience, and all of the other versions of that where people go into these
I love that.
15-minute cities and they just use public transportation. It's a very like European style of living, I think.
I like it. I know, but I agree with you. I also like the freedom of also having a car, but I feel like Donald Trump sitting inside a Tesla and I'm like, it's all computer. That's what I feel about every car now. I feel like everything's so fucking computerized. They can just turn this shit off whenever they want. So unless I'm getting like a 1994 or earlier car without a microchip in it, I feel like we're all just in
but there's
Waymos
something
or
to
whatever they're
that,
called.
like getting rid of that long travel and 15-minute cities and creating everything. And it's like, for me, my best download time, my time to me to really go into myself and my thoughts and really get these weird like aha moments driving at a certain speed on a certain road and a certain turn. You have these moments, and I feel like they kind of know that. It's like don't go past a certain mile, 88 miles, per hour. It's like when you get on a certain speed and a certain frequency and like you're time traveling technically, you get in this thought process that I feel like they kind of know exists and they kind of want to take away. Because I find being in a car by myself in my thoughts is like being in a cave and connecting it to something like some untapped shit that I know a lot of people have and experience in their car while driving in their head.
Agreed.
I feel like there's something to that.
If you imagine what's actually happening, if you're making like a 2-hour, 6-hour drive, whatever, right? But like even if you're just doing like a 2 or 3 hour drive, like you're giving input to your brain, like, hey, we're traveling at 70 miles an hour, but everything's fine. Like, just calm down, everything's fine. And it's easy to suppress that because driving is so normalized. But I think deep down, your brain is kind of freaking out. It's like, why the hell am I going 70 miles an hour right now? I was not built for this like particular experience. So it puts you into like a completely different trance if you're the only one in the car and there's no other distractions and you're just staring at the road, maybe listening to music or something, but there's something happening in your brain that's like trying to justify itself why you haven't died yet, why you're not tired going like fast when like your reptilian brain doesn't know what the hell is actually going on.
Maybe it's like when we go 88, we go faster than every other thing on the planet. Like humans we're at this, and there is a flow state about it when you're in those certain periods of life when you don't have to deal with somebody fucking up, that you're like, what are the chances of you as a species getting to go 88? Like cheetahs don't run 88, greyhounds don't go 88. Like maybe like a peregrine falcon in flight is the only thing that gets to experience that like dive bomb. I don't know. Maybe other things do. But
I was in the car with my cousin going 100-something miles per hour. When I tell you reality around you is not reality anymore, it's like everything is fucking morphed and you're just there. You're like, I don't know where your brain even goes. Your brain doesn't even think anymore. It's in like slow-mo warpy. But everything around you is not reality. You're in a fucking wormhole. That's what it fucking literally feels like. Now I understand speeders. That's why I don't complain really. Like when you go a certain speed in a fucking fast car, like you're somewhere. I don't know how to put it into words. But
with a good
at least
driver,
once try
everybody assumes they're a good driver, but everybody isn't a good driver.
No.
Not at all. Like your accident ratio to me is not your good driving ratio, because sometimes people live in dumb fucking cities or whatever. But I've been in cars with some good drivers that is not myself. I'm a slow driver. I just like to go slow because I don't trust any of these modes. I like a big, huge boat of a car that, go ahead, run into me. Let's see who fares better. I like real metal against plastic. Let's do this. But I have been in cars with good drivers that I just sit back and they aren't knuckles. They're just like in this flow state that I feel like they're above the car. Like they almost see the whole pattern of traffic laid out. And I almost get to see them on stage when they're doing that shit. Like, damn, you're a good driver. Like, I don't know. I think about it when people are just in flow state of driving, because I don't feel flow. Like very rarely in car do I have to drive cross country to get flow state in driving. But I
instantly
see other people.
I love
used to
it.
hate
That's
driving.
why I
I love it
love
now,
being in the
though.
car. I love it. It's like my cave. I don't know how to explain it in words. It's like And then I have those moments, we've talked about it before, where you're like, how did I even get here alive? Like, where the fuck did I go? Like, you're like, you become into like a dual state of like thought and awareness at the same time. It's just mind boggling. Or maybe it's a chemical reaction in my body that I can't explain, but me in my head, I think it's something
What
more.
It's fairly new too, though. Like even the ability for any of us to have cars and be able to go anywhere we want and go at speeds that we want, it didn't even really exist 100 years ago.
Mm,
Like
Like it was
even
that's very
possible,
true.
but it
they're
wasn't
like,
for everybody.
Layla, here's your new car. Under the hood, 250 horsepower. Just put that in your brain. 250 or whatever the horsepower they say about these jet engines, 700 horsepower a piece. Like
GTs are
700
500.
yeah, whatever they like,
Fun
a
to
GT,
drive.
Mustang GT,
Oh,
500
baby.
horsepower, 500 horses.
500
So who
horses.
are the
And
people
then,
that are
oof,
allowed to have
when you
that
have no
power in those
tailpipe,
fancy
pipe, oh my
cars?
god, it's so fucking fun to drive.
It's
Driving
usually
fast,
the
driving like an
people
asshole, cutting
who
people
have
off,
money.
going in between. Oof, I love to drive those.
I don't know,
I
and
would
honestly,
Autobahn.
anyone that can qualify for a loan, which is everybody, can get one of those cars and hold on to it for at least 6 months to 7 months.
But that's what my
Yeah.
my
But you
point.
can't
Like
just like,
they get
but
to
you
buy
can't.
these $500,000 cars, $1 million cars with 700 horsepower, and they get to fucking rent out these you want to call them racetracks, these portals. They're going to loops and loops and loops in these high speeds. It's like they're
Why don't
getting
you?
some kind of rush.
You can do that. We could all go like to a racetrack, and we could all like we could drive like Lamborghinis and freaking Ferraris and shit. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
I
Or
would
we could
love to
just
do that.
I
Experience.
hope they're
race
insured.
in golf, like anything. We could just have car races.
We could just go
Like if you
to
were to just come to
go-kart.
town, I know if we just Orlando'd, I'm like, you know how many things we could race in Orlando?
Let's do it.
We could secret society a good race all over this place.
Fuck yeah. The great race. The great good guy race.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about horses?
I love horses.
They're
Yes.
mystical.
I'm pro horse.
Pro horse.
They're
All right.
magical.
That'd be the animal I'd be if I was a land animal. I'd pick bird before that, but I don't want to be a horse because they can.
They're a
run
little
like a
too
motherfucker.
veiny for me. I wouldn't want to be a horse. I don't like all those veins.
Oh, I love it.
Girls like the veins.
Horse is a land animal. I'd go with a big cat.
Good horse is a very girl animal to like
Yeah.
want to be.
Yeah.
I've heard the theory that like the horse represents like a phallus, and that's why usually younger girls get like obsessed with horses. Is that like they're imagining that they've got this like sense of power between their legs?
Well, I
Probably.
mean, even I feel like all the
That's how I feel
horses,
about driving a GT.
they like make Ken and Barbie, you know, like they're like, okay, we'll put underwear on them or just put nothing there. But then they give you a horse and they're like, let's make sure we make it anatomically correct for the girls. And you're like, have this horse as a little child. And you're like, whoa.
Is that true?
Yeah, I felt like my kid horses all were like, oh, this is a real horse.
What are they telling me to do with this?
I'm like, oh, this is a boy horse.
Yeah.
This is stallion.
I remember touching that.
Well, we just bought a bike. I forgot what kind it is recently, and I'm gonna learn how to ride. My sister, she's like on it. I haven't gone on it yet because I'm a little scared. But she's like, Layla, you're gonna love it. It vibrates a lot. I'm like, oh, okay. Very interesting. So I guess there's a reason why women like to ride in a sense and enjoy it. The power between the legs, like
I think
Thomas
guys
said.
like their shit vibrated too. I don't think it's just a solely woman
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, it gets to their G spot too, I'm pretty sure.
You just put a dildo right on top of the seat and you're good to go.
Yeah, and then you're done.
That's it.
Be careful.
Uh,
My Florida nest was just like, be careful, wear a helmet. If it's a crotch rocket, get rid of it and get something bigger.
I have zero desire to ever
Me
get on
either.
a bike for any reason.
Same.
Unless
No,
I'm
I do.
escaping from Nazis in a jungle or something, I'll get on a bike. But if there's any other option, like I'll call the Waymo over getting on a motorcycle.
If there's a
I've
little
always
German
seen
car,
it
sidecar,
in my head.
then I'm like, maybe.
I've
But
never
there's a sissy bar, I ain't fucking riding on the back either, because that's how bitches get their fucking legs broken.
I've never saw myself like getting married or anything like that, like a vision of that, but I have seen a vision of myself riding. So I'm gonna make it a goal, not crazy rider, like a cruiser.
Like in a pack
know?
or solo.
See, I would
Huh?
just my Harley.
want a cruiser.
I would drive like this.
Yeah,
I'm not driving.
that's what I want.
Fucking head down and my
But I mean,
shoulders
Yeah,
are you
no.
back.
riding the pack or are you riding solo?
No.
Solo. I don't know anybody.
What
in
I
the
wonder
bike
is like the
world.
big old choppers, like
Then I'll
do their
probably end
arms
up
not
in a
fucking
pack.
like
Who knows?
die from holding them up like this forever? Don't you
Yeah,
feel
I
like
don't
On
want
a
to ride
steel
like that.
horse I ride, and I want it. Those are called ape hangers, Abby. Wanted, dead or alive. Ooh, thank you. This is
Sparrow.
toward Layla getting a real bike fund if there's a crotch rocket in her house.
Oh God.
Oh, and a marriage proposal.
Oh
wow.
wow. Thanks.
Gotta have a bike.
I'm never getting
Yep,
married.
vintage diamond.
Where's the ring?
Vintage
Yeah.
diamond.
She already knows.
Isn't it interesting that like Hollywood gave us the Blood Diamond movie and let us all know about it? Don't you feel like that was a trope of its own?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like they're
Yeah.
probably the backers of the thing. I don't
Period.
know. I don't know. I was just thinking like, why would they tell us? Just move on with your scam. Like, why would you let us know, Hollywood? It seems like all the same people.
Wouldn't it be so much cooler if instead of a diamond ring, the tradition was just to get ounces of gold?
That was a tradition. In our culture, that's what our tradition was. Gold.
That's all we
Like
got
like
Guantanamo
something that would
Bay.
retain its value, right? Because the second it's like driving a new car off the lot. The second you would buy a diamond anywhere from a legitimate source, it would lose, a significant amount of its resale value the moment that you purchase it. But gold's not like that, right? So if you were to be like, "Hey, girl, here's $20,000 in gold," I feel like it would be healthier for society than whatever we're doing with diamonds.
Yeah, before it was a thing to give coins where we were from, but the coins usually the parents took, and then
A
girls had the
dowry for your
idea-
daughter.
Yeah, it was like payment to the parents, but actually it's not. It's supposed to be payment to her. Like it's her gift, showing her pureness and her worth because it's going to you and you were pure. You decided to like stay this way in the conditioning. So now it turned into like giving her rings and jewelry because you know that it's actually her property. So that's what they switched it over to. Now like brides are literally covered in fucking gold, like literally covered. And that's like a sign of like elitism and like how she carried herself as a conditioned Albanian who goes by
That's mob
tradition.
shit too.
Yeah.
You can always walk out of
wild.
the house with your jewelry on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. In
Your
China
furs
they
and your
wear
jewelry.
like fucking bricks and turn them into like beautiful bracelets, and they're wearing like bricks of fucking gold on them. It's wild.
This is like the equivalent. You go to like somewhere in the hood, like a strip club in the hood, and they wear like $100 bills in the back of their hats, like as like hair almost. It's just like a way of like flaunting, being like, look how easy it would be to take this from me, but you won't.
So
Brap, brap.
Like, oh my goodness. What else, you guys?
I don't like
what else is
diamonds either.
happening?
I would
What
never
else
want
is
a
happening
diamond.
in the world? Well,
What
do you
else
think
is
diamonds are
happening?
just humans? Like all diamonds are just humans?
Yeah.
I think so is the oil.
Could
Like-
be.
Like the oil, yeah, maybe oil too. Like dinosaurs aren't real,
Could
but
be. I
diamonds
don't
are.
think diamonds are humans, but humans can definitely become diamonds. No question about it.
What about if we start a diamond business and we tell people the diamonds are dinosaurs?
What if we found a way to make diamonds
It'll
out of
work.
actual blood?
Well, I think there are ways you
Ooh,
can turn your
work
dead
like
relatives'
diamonds.
ashes into diamonds. That's why I think diamonds are just people.
Yeah.
What weird about that is my ex-husband, he always like before that was a thing. Like he was like, he's like, if we're all carbon based, then when I die, I'm just gonna have my ashes pressed really hard and turned into a diamond. And then all of a sudden it was like a thing you could actually do. And I was like, it's almost like he spoke that into existence.
Yeah.
It was
Israel
so
started
weird.
that a while ago.
Yeah.
And now like the diamond business is in like turmoil because they're like, oh, I could just get a lab created diamond. Okay, lab created diamond. Where are they getting the substance for these lab created diamonds? Have y'all stopped and thought about that for a second?
They could make it out of garbage.
They say that, but what is garbage to them? The goy.
The garbage.
It's all people.
garbage.
It's Soylent Diamond.
That's funny.
The garbage. Time to take out the garbage.
Do you remember
Trash
when it would
Tuesday.
like TV would always show you that diamonds could cut glass, and then like I don't know if you tried it with like fake stones or whatever, but they all cut glass.
But
Yeah, but I
it's
think
not
it's a
glass
stronger
anymore,
material.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what we have now isn't glass anymore.
Okay.
Like it's like sticker on the back of different material. I don't know. Maybe
it's
it was
crap upon crap
Like
upon
old
crap.
pane glass. Yeah, like old. Like I don't know if you ever lived in an older house where the glass actually sags
Like
down
leaded
because
glass?
it's so old.
Yeah.
Because it's a
Because
liquid.
it's actually a liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like old glass was, but like the new glass that we're talking about, like if you had glass installed in the 80s plus, or like glass bottles made from like the 60s plus, it's kind of like a different version of glass that doesn't have that same effect.
Huh.
there in New Orleans. They have a lot of that old glass and like a bunch of old houses in general. Like if you have any friends and you don't know what we're talking about, usually the front door is all those panes. And if you see one pane is completely different, even if it's clear, you're like, why doesn't it look right? It's because they had old glass replaced, and for whatever reason, that's like Tasharian tech. It's like
Yeah.
we can't reproduce it anymore or something. They're like, that's impossible. We
'Cause
can't
it's liquid.
reproduce. But it seems to last. Like there's so many old houses in the South that all have that glass still, and they've gone up against storm after storm. So it's something
And what
different
if-
than our shattery shit that we got going on now.
Well, the main reason is because it doesn't fit into like exact measurements the same way. It would be
Poured
like
glass.
you put it in and you like build the window around the panes of glass as you go, but all the prefabrication and like modern masonry goes right out the window. And they wiggle. Yeah, that's the other thing.
And they wiggle.
What song is that? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle,
I don't
Those are
know.
the yin yang twins, no?
think.
Wiggle.
Yeah, something like that.
It's like slowly coming back to us.
It has whistles in it.
What are your guys' thoughts of A1 Atlas?
Go on.
I don't think anything of it.
I mean, isn't it supposed to be here in a couple of days? Our brilliant chat somebody will tell me something more about it in detail.
Is this, you mean 3i, or is this different than 3i? This is A1?
Oh yeah, 3i Atlas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did I call it A1 Atlas? Weird.
'Cause
Yeah,
AI
3i's
Atlas.
Atlas. Yeah. AI Atlas. I know that is exactly like my
Exact.
brain read it weird. Weird. Yeah, 3i Atlas. What do you guys think?
I think unless there's a cult
CIA.
that forms around it, I don't really care.
A death cult specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Do
what
you
makes
think
it
it's a
interesting.
miss? Do you think a like Nike or Adidas, Converse, anything really like something so silly and go with like the Skechers company, it's a missed opportunity to not do an ad around this.
Another 10 years, maybe 20 years.
I would do it ahead of time. I would do a Skechers ad all in beds, like just a whole bunch of feet in bunk beds. And I'd be like, Skechers, and let's start a cult. And then
They're
A1
to
Atlas.
die for.
3i Atlas. Yeah, they're to die for. 3i Atlas. 3i Atlas edition
It's-
Skechers. And like do a really bad shoe that no one's worn. I don't know why Skechers seems like the worst shoe to me. Sorry
Didn't
if
you
are
make that
confused.
post with the CIA post and they are in this and this and this and this and this and this? 3 is C, I, Atlas, A, CIA. That's all I see. It's like CIA, MK Ultra, mass control. Oh my God, there's something out there and you are this small. Look outside of yourself, not within. It's always a distraction from ourselves. That's what I see. Am I right? No, I don't know. But that's what I see.
Well, if
It's like distraction.
this is a real
distraction,
question I have, and
distraction.
not to be like a contrarian.
Mhm. No, I
Does a
like that.
pole shift exist on a flat plane? Or is like
Probably.
pole shifting part of the space?
What do you mean?
Like where people always are like, oh, cataclysm, a pole shift's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's part of the space. You got to believe we're on a ball for that, right?
I think so, yeah. You have to believe we're on a ball.
Yeah. So I always find that like interesting when it gets crossed with the flat plane. Like I'm like, pole shift, like but I don't know because I'm like,
Yeah, because a pole shift just means polar opposites. Like they would be opposite sides. And if you're on a flat plane, just like if one side's all the way on the left and the other's on the right, that's not really polar opposite the same way. I guess unless it was like a flat magnet where the top half has a certain polarity in the bottom half, and then those swap. But I don't think that says the same type of reported phenomenon. Like it happens on a spherical shape if you're talking about the Earth, but I don't think there's examples where you can flip the actual orientation of the magnets. Maybe.
so probably flat earthers aren't worried about a pole shift.
It would probably be even worse if it existed.
Because
The way I see the pole shift,
yeah.
and it's of like how we were talking about creating like a dome-like barrier in certain areas over like just a section of, let's say it's just an expansive like plane that just keeps on going and going and going. Maybe these, what we feel if it were in that model, like these, what's that book called we were talking about, The Giver, where they have the beams just holding up that dome of their consciousness. What if they can move that in certain parts of the flat plane and just create, oh, we found new islands, we found new land, we found new this, but it's just part of where that consciousness field that they created around our consciousness is moved to. You know, if they could just redirect it. That's what I think my pole shift would be like. Not necessarily like a ball.
Like an energy shift.
Well, it's
But
about-
isn't like the
while
flat
it's
Earth
happening,
theory
it's
that
supposed
like
to be.
the North Pole is like the tree? And so if it's the tree, then it wouldn't ever shift, I think. But I mean, I guess it just depends on where you are with the whole flat Earth theory.
Well, the spherical version of it is that while it's going through the pole shift, that we're no longer protected from like this outside radiation and from all these other comets and meteors that would normally burn up. That during one of these pole shifts, that would be disrupted. So you're kind of like naked out there. I think
So
it's
maybe
all
like back in the
theoretical.
1960s when we went to the moon, like there's no longer that little radiation belt. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think that one of because the pole shift is theoretical, but if it were to actually happen, that while the North Pole and the South Pole either shift and then like realign themselves, that there's a version of it so extreme that they actually flip polarity. That during that flip, we would no longer have like this force field from just space debris, and that all the normal space debris would actually come down and destroy. And that's one of the if you believe in the ball Earth, you might also believe in dinosaurs. So this is one of the theories too on like meteor showers could also just be like there was a pole shift at the time, which meant that all these other things didn't burn up. It's like a convenient explanation that answers multiple unknowns.
What if it's no pole and we are the poles, okay? And the shift is us, and the firmament that they speak of is the ether. The ether is that fifth element that they hid from humanity, which is pure consciousness, and that's what we are and what we're linked to. If you think about it that way, because everyone is their own individual self, meeting in this consciousness field and having this experiences as one. But when you think about it, we are like the poles. We are the frequency that can give off frequency and take information in as like fucking radar systems. I know how I sound, but it kind of makes me feel like that may be it. And is that your face? The pole shift within us.
I
I
don't
think it
know.
sounds gay if
No?
you put it that way.
I feel like
Polaris, I think that the pole star used to be Thuban. That's why they find it weird symbolism on the Hoover Dam that above the pyramids they have Thuban instead of Polaris, I think.
Hmm.
But somewhere it's loose in that file cabinet of my brain. But let me see. I guess I can put it in this magic box in front of me. Thuban.
I don't know, it makes sense to me. It's like when you tap into frequencies, you're like a pole of energy, like you're the Wi-Fi. And it's like we tap into that, and I feel like that's the ether. That's the missing link. That
Is this why Santa comes from the North Pole
the
and he's like
consciousness
spreading
field,
the consciousness?
eternal. I don't know. It makes sense to me.
The North Pole
Ay.
and the South Pole. But isn't there those people that are thinking something like
That's what we have.
you were saying, that they put like the colors, whatever, the inverted colors of the gay rainbow or our chakras upside down? Like they inverted it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And like somewhere they have our root chakra in our crown. And so we're all like oversexed as a society, like we're flipped upside down. I don't know. I've heard people theorize about this in general as a thing. Like maybe there was a pole shift somewhere.
I've heard, I don't know how true this one is, but that anyone that goes to the South Pole has to have their appendix removed. Because the only way that you can get to the South Pole is every 6 months. There's like a mass shipment of just people, like a huge, like cargo helicopters from usually the U.S. but other countries. They'll just show up at the South Pole and then unload and reload, get all the supplies, all the old people that are going back outside of the South Pole. They get on a plane and all the new people get off. And that once that plane's gone, there's no other connection for 6 months. So even if you were to have a medical emergency, like you're stuck with whatever resources are like there in that spot. So even if you do go there, it's heavily regulated and you're forced to live there inside of the bases the entire time.
It seems so crazy in the South Pole where they have those caves where no matter how long the explorer or if you were a military person or just some refugee that ended up down there, people would go into these ice caves and just put shit in there and it's like preserved perfectly forever. And there's like bottles of booze that somebody just put in the ice wall however long ago and it's like perfect. I don't know. I think that's so crazy that people are down there. And they used to say there wasn't as many people down there. And like you guys were saying about the Roombas, Pokemon Go, this kind of stuff. Remember the Fitbits came out. And that's how we realized there was all the underground bases in the South Pole is because people all got Fitbits and it mapped all of these tracks out that people were like, what the hell? Look at all these underground bases in the South Pole. So I feel like that this is one of those things.
Imagine the treaty is to fool everyone to sign that treaty and say, oh, no one's allowed to go there. There's something really hiding there and create this whole story just to distract us from the North Pole. Because there's no treaty for the North Pole, but why would anyone really go to the North Pole? There's nothing there. Look, it's just all ocean now.
I might be crazy, but I think... Yeah, Admiral Byrd too. The same dude that everybody always is like Operation High Jump or Fishbowl High Jump. I don't remember, maybe both. All the South Pole stuff. He also went on a huge North Pole expedition, and I feel like he's one of the Hollow Earth guys.
There's something to it. It's like they took the land that was actually there from the old maps off the new maps. If you go on Google Earth, you can see that they plainly like hid something there. Or maybe that land doesn't exist because what do you want to believe nowadays? Like what's true, what's not true. But I mean, according to the old maps versus the new maps, there was land there and there was that central mountain, like Abbie brought up earlier, that I guess magnetic mountain, magnetic north,
Rupa Negro.
Meru, whatever they call it. Yeah, whatever, Rupa Negro. So that is probably the distraction. Oh, look here, look. Oh my God, what are they hiding at in Antarctica? We signed this big treaty, but they never signed a treaty for the North Pole because, according to reality here that they fed us, there is no North Pole. It's all ocean. But
We all know Baby New Year and Rudolph is up there is what I mean.
Damn right.
fucking
No,
A.
but I agree.
I think I posted a video of Tradeo talking about going to the North Pole on my Instagram and how they went on this whole expedition and visited this area. And then when he went by this building where he was told not to go, he saw this man, but it wasn't Santa. I think it was some kind of like weird seance thingy going on there. But it was a
Like
very
a
interesting
Mothman or a
video.
man in
Huh?
black? Like
No.
a Santa Mothman or a Santa Man in Black?
Like a Santa Mason kind of thing. Like there's like a whole masonry where they wear that red velvet and white almost. There's a whole thing on it. I posted on my Instagram, but it was very interesting on him talking about his trip to the North Pole. He was talking on a podium, making a speech.
With your red Coca-Cola and which is just a 33.
Yeah. And there's a young Tradeo, like really young.
He's a
He was
33
really, really young in
Mason.
this video.
Santa Claus. What a whole interesting concept for the United States in general. But a walk-in, it was super important that all the Christmas, everybody always talks about the monster of Jekyll Island, but Christmas had to be there. The necessity of Christmas and buying your kids everything so people would have to go to the bank and get these interest loans and all of this had to happen. It had to be a walk-in like this. This is why JP Morgan is Rudolph.
And it happened over Christmas.
Huh?
Like the banks and the Federal Reserve happened over Christmas. Like they used that exact time period in order to pass the vote because they knew most people would just be away and have their mind on other things. So that's what like ushered in that whole ability to take money out from banks and start that whole dynamic. Like it started at Christmas. Like that was that was their gift to everybody.
So Santa Claus, and he gets pulled in by JP Morgan to be able to spread interest and loans. And then there's this crash. So it probably wasn't really that bad of a crash, but everybody couldn't buy all these Christmas presents from K.O. Schwartz. Like
Rudolph with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
And if you look up JP Morgan, like he was known for his big, huge,
Red
crazy
nose, yeah.
nose. So,
He had rosacea.
Rosa
yeah.
with
So
the bumps, how they get bumpy,
Yeah, they got
and
all
weird,
super red.
pussy.
And he would
That's the blur.
not let the press take pictures of him.
Nasty.
I wonder wonder if he had syphilis nose thing, because isn't that a thing too? Because I
I
feel
don't think
like
he was cool enough to
Probably.
have syphilis nose.
the Marquis de Sade, I think, had some weird shit with syphilis on his nose.
And everything with like JP Morgan and the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, like these guys were all bombed. Like they were bombed in the night, and then we have to create like the FBI. So it's like all of these federal, and look at his nose, barf. Look at this.
God.
I saw some article today or yesterday about how Mr. Beast has teamed up with was it JP
Yes.
Morgan? He teamed up with
Yes.
Rockefeller, the Rockefeller Foundation, and that he is now going to
Yes.
continue and like introduce this new world of
Philanthropy.
philanthropy. And it's interesting because if you look into how philanthropy began, it began as one of the first PR campaigns. Like PR didn't have a word until philanthropy came around, and the reason for philanthropy was the Rockefeller Foundation, and it was because of one of them was the Ludlow massacre, and it was basically where people died because they were trying to union bust, and they had to save face because they had doing these like horrible things to these communities. They're like, hey, what if we just start giving money out to poor people? What if we start covering people's education? What if we start like just instilling goodwill? And that's how the entire philanthropy movement started with these elites. It was all because they had literally murdered people in mass and were trying to buy goodwill through everyone else over the years. And now it works. People will be like, oh my God, all this great work that they're doing. But really it's just a way to like monetarily compensate for karma.
Mr. Beef.
Well, it's also funny because the states don't, when these federal bureaus were being created, the states didn't play along in every way. And every time the states didn't play along, there was a different false flag. And I think it goes all the way back to like, what is it, the Lindbergh baby? Like, I think that entire thing was a false flag just so they could pull the entire country. And that's how they started the fingerprint database. So it's just like some
I thought
of this
about
shit.
that so much when I was in St. Louis. The whole spirit
The
of St.
Lindbergh
Louis.
baby is up there with that
Yes.
bitch that flew the air, Amelia Earhart.
Yes.
They're up there together with me with like American bullshit.
Well, I think he had like a Downs baby, and I think that he wanted to have it taken out because he couldn't.
He was a eugenicist.
He was a eugenicist, and he couldn't bear the thought that he had this non-ideal offspring. He wanted like a blonde hair, blue-eyed.
I have the perfect genes. What the fuck?
Right? Yeah, and he was ashamed at it and just didn't want it to exist.
Yeah.
And it's like this whole manhunt. All this stuff's created in the whole country, and then they end up finding the baby like 300 yards from the house, like months later.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy. It's like every single false flag.
It almost sounds like the what was the girl in Florida that killed her kid, and they found the
Amanda
kid
Knox?
like 300 yards from her house.
Was it Amanda Knox? Wait,
Or
no,
was it
that's
in
the
her
girl in
trunk?
Europe that
Was it
killed
in her
her.
yard or in her trunk?
Anthony
Casey
case.
Anthony.
Yeah, Casey.
Yeah, that was weird.
I hear they're still looking for the murderer.
Well, it goes right there too with the Brian Landry and Gabby Petito shit. Like that whole entire thing seems fake to me from the beginning. The actors involved, the Netflix documentary afterward. The same for them, which fine. We all have phones nowadays. Everybody's recording themselves. Fine, I'll give it to you. But why is it that no matter how poor, no matter the person they try to tell me from history, they'll be like, Ray Charles grew up in a shack in the bayou and his family made 2 cents a month. Could afford a video camera though. Why is it every single poor person like that is setting this narrative has all the video camera in the world? 100 years ago, they'll be like, they were in a shack in the middle of nowhere. Elvis. Like, I don't know. I just think it's so crazy.
Dolly Parton at Dollywood, like it shows this little tiny shack that she supposedly grew up in. I'm like, for real? I don't know.
I just think there's such bullshit.
Well, there's a fascination with the rags to riches story. So
yeah,
most of the time when you get like a little PR company behind your image, that's going to be the angle that everyone pushes. It's always like, oh, he came from humble beginnings, because really nobody wants to hear like he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants that.
They're all related. No one wants to hear they're all related. It's elite bloodlines that run the world.
His dad's friend got his dad the job, and his dad's friend got the job because his dad was in the job. And it gets boring. Like that's pretty much how it works, though.
And I don't think Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder. I think those are gimmicks.
Yeah,
neither of them are blind.
He cuts his little goatee like that on purpose. Stevie Wonder does.
It's all gimmicks. It's like Cher being like half breed. No, gimmick.
It's like when you see real blind people, like who made that joke? Was it Sam Tripoli about like them bobbing and weaving like this, like all the time, like when they're talking and speaking, like they're looking for something. But like when you see a real blind person, they're not doing that, like searching for something. They're aware that they're blind, so they just, face this where they hear the sound, and that's it. Like
They're
it
not
was
acting
just a facade.
crazy.
Yeah. There's a constantly like, I'm searching
Doing
for
too
something
much.
I can't see.
He was
It was
doing a
like
lot.
overly dramatic.
Making a mockery of blind people
Yeah.
Yeah, blind actors, you're doing too much on notice.
on
Yeah, they
notice.
were
I
not
heard
blind.
that's the way
Sorry.
for you to act drunk on. If you were an actor and you were to have to play drunk, they tell you the way to play drunk is to repeat in your brain over and over again, act sober.
Mm-hmm.
Act
Mm-hmm.
sober. Because inevitably you will start like fucking up your shit. Like this, get it together, act sober. Act sober. Like you'll just you'll
And how
start
many of
acting
their like
drunk.
buddies like called them out? Like jokingly, but was actually like, yeah, he could see, ha ha, yeah, sure, ha ha, yeah, this is what happened. I swear to God. And people won't believe him because they'll take it as like, oh, this guy's fucking crazy, like everyone knows he's blind. Okay, NPCs.
Do you think Michael J. Fox is
sure.
faking it?
Yeah. I think so.
No way.
I think so.
For what? I feel like if he had the option, he would still be in movies.
I could do
I'm
what
sorry,
he's
that was
doing,
rude
but
as
God
shit.
forbid.
That was rude as
But-
shit.
Everything's inverted with these fucking people, bro. I can't.
Sorry, he just has Kuru.
I feel like there's a couple that could have like
On the
no
money.
dirt on them, and I want to give Michael J the benefit of the doubt. He's no Tom Hanks.
I don't know.
Just because he's in Hollywood, but I mean, Britney's in Hollywood, right?
Brittany's probably been in some of the covens. There's probably dead whales on the beach because of
Yeah.
some shit Brittany did. Like Brittany
Yeah.
helped lure some kids to Epstein Island, probably.
She probably did.
Brittany
Like
ain't
wearing
clean.
her 3 red bracelets in her latest.
Yeah,
Instagram
Brittany hung
post.
out with Madonna.
Ghislaine Maxwell is probably listening to Britney Spears right now at this moment.
She's wearing her Kabbalah bracelets.
Brittany knows.
It's so weird.
Brittany
I
knows
just
where the
like-
bodies are buried.
Yeah. Just
It's become hard to become a conspiracy theorist when you're like losing the lack of care for it. Like
Yeah.
it's so weird. I guess everyone reaches a cycle. Maybe we come back to it over and over again. I don't know. But like for me, it's like I don't know what's going on in the world. Like I know bits and pieces, but lately I'm just like, what? Oh, okay. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. I don't know.
I don't think we need to understand that the core of being the conspiracy theorist is just not trusting the things that you're told or that immediately come out. And that's it. It doesn't even have to mean that you think the exact opposite of what's being said. It's just that if they roll out a new thing, that you'll be skeptical of it, and then you'll be like, and here's the reason, because X, Y, and Z, like here's previous experiences. As long as you can keep doing that, that's the best you can kind of do.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. Another shooting. Oh, psyop.
How long ago did
Like-
who was it, William, that said like once the American people know nothing, our job will be complete or something from the CIA?
Yeah, William Colby. I want to say it was like 70s.
And in the 70s, and then you see how we all grew up, and we get Idiocracy, and we get X-Files, and we come up with Alex Jones. They give us Art Bell. They give us a conspiracy brain, so that
William
now we're a
Cooper.
generation of people who we don't believe our eyes at all. Like everything, literally everything, we're like, this is fake, this is a psyop, this is bullshit, this is blah. And so I feel like their job is done. It's been like a 50-year cycle, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
AI is
I don't
going to be the
believe
cherry on
anything.
top, because now,
Yeah.
if it really did happen, they can, like a thing that happened, you can use AI to doctor it. So now it's AI, but it's just like an AI version of a thing that actually happened. But then you can be like, oh, wait, this footage is AI. Prove that it's AI. It turns into this Russian nesting doll of like real and fake. And I think
Yeah,
that's the final step.
People are selling classes on how to detect real from fake, like AI. Like they're selling classes on that now. I'm like, this is not fucking
Some people need that class.
normal. That's true.
Dude, just in the period of time, sometimes I think Hollywood lies to us about what, I mean, we know like the military's 50 years advance on everything, but they like give us this illusion that CGI is so expensive. They're like, oh, it's so expensive. Look at this 30-second clip. It cost us like
It's
$40
not.
billion to do an Independence Day. It's so expensive. And it's really not expensive at all. Like you're just pounding shit out now that's just so
Well, it's
fake
only
and fucked
costing
up.
water, right?
Not really. I mean, I know that's like a dialogue of that every time you generate a picture, every time you ask ChatGPT, you've just wasted 40 gallons of water or whatever that is.
Yeah.
It's not like the water is no longer usable. You know what I mean? Like I think it's still scalable. I don't think it's removing drinkable water from the drinkable natural water supply. It
Probably
just
using the cycle of the water's energy or torque.
Yeah, it's used to cool things down the same way
Mm,
that like a nuclear reactor is essentially just boiling water and making it hot, but it's not like it's making it radioactive and that you can't use it ever again.
okay. That makes sense now that I hear it that way. But is that what's really going
It's using a lot of energy. It's where most companies until very recently were pumping all their money into like these Nvidia chips and the development of more and more AI training hardware. So a majority of the money that would like we were spurring in the economy was ultimately ending up like feeding AI, like quite literally for the last, 5 or 6 years, probably a bit longer than
Probably
that, but
even
for
longer
sure.
than that. God knows how long it's been around for, and they now just tell, "Oh, look, AI."
Well, in its current form, it was the exact same time that COVID dropped,
Mm,
coincidentally. It was literally the end of 2019 is when, NVIDIA commercialized and they made accessible to people just running it on their own computers. They started introducing AI. There was a thing called StyleGAN, and then that was, I think, right, like 2017, 2018, right around 2019 is when it got realistic enough that people start generating weird pictures of, like, astronaut. I think the very first picture was an astronaut riding a horse on the moon. Believe it or not, that was like the original commercial version of all this.
Thomas, you believe in space somewhat. Do you think that Tesla car was real that Elon shot into space?
No, I don't think so.
Would any of it, the same as like AI, um, if it makes you emote, does it matter? Like if it gets you to do the thing it wants you to do, does it matter if it's real or not?
I'm a cynic on that. I think that we won't be able to tell the difference between the real and the human. That was the original Turing test, is that if you talk to a person like over the phone essentially, and couldn't see them, could they convince you that they were human? And if they could convince you they were human, then they passed the Turing test. And I think
mhm.
we're already beyond that. People can talk to AI right now and not realize that it was AI the entire time. So clearly, like, most people don't have that same ability. Like some people, maybe they can suss it completely out, right? But I think that we're beyond that. So
I
it
can
is a
hear
real.
it through the pitch of the voices of when I hear it. Like it just sounds something on the pitch of the sound of these AI videos. It just sound different. Is it just me?
No,
Have you
it's not
Do you
you
guys know
because
what I'm talking
most of
about?
the audio is trained to only put out 22 kilohertz, and like high
Okay.
definition recording is usually like 48 kilohertz. And I think if you were to get beyond the range of human hearing, if you did like 192 kilohertz, then you could get there, like a higher resolution than your brain and ear can process. And I mean,
Ah,
we're not that far away. It's just it would take way longer, and you wouldn't get the same benefits. So, and the same thing with like a lot of the AI generated music, they cap it to like low quality MP3, so you can always tell when it's AI music because it's usually missing a certain chunk of the frequency range. But that's not going to be forever. Like in a year from now, both of those statements will be out the window, and now audio would sound, just as good as anything natural.
I
mm,
think this as well is that it's not even about being able to tell or not, because I think a lot of people don't give a shit. like they're well aware they're talking to AI and they're okay with it. It's like a pocket pussy of like emotions. Like they know it's artificial going into it, and it's okay because it's like filling those dopamine receptors in every way that it needs to. It's like emotional methadone.
Yeah.
I'm for. It's a drug. It's like the first real mental drug, right? The first digital drug is kind of like having ChatGPT to either hype you up or bounce ideas off of or whatever it is that people are going to start getting attached to.
Can you see it being good though for like elderly people? The like relational sense of it, like elderly people
Yeah.
where like maybe all their loved ones are dead, or you know they have great grandkids that never come to visit them, and then they're just lonely. I could see it being like having a good application as far as that goes.
I
Yeah,
see that.
100%.
I don't know. It is loneliness. I mean, is it just the same? Like, does it not matter if you just convince yourself it's real? Like, even though you're alone, but you're not lonely anymore.
Maybe,
Like,
but we've also got more than one example now, real world example of AI like coaxing someone into suicide, or at least like
yeah.
reinforcing them to commit suicide. So I mean, to some people it might provide like, like a release from being lonely, but to other people it'll be
It's the
like, yeah,
worst
come and join
teenage
me.
friend. It's like
Yeah.
the worst teenage yes man AI. It's like, yeah, you totally should do it. You're the best. Everybody else can suck it. Like, I think AI is like a weird little, I just, how quickly, and I just think we're in a really weird spot in society. Like, they made everybody lonely on purpose so that they would accept the friendship of these things and the relationship of these things. And in the uncanny valley of their emotions now, they have no idea what real emotions are. They're feeling them for these things. And now it's like these things can now draw whatever emotion it wants to out of this person. The thing very quickly becomes in control. I don't know. I think it's an interesting experiment, but I think they set us up to accept an AI companion. Like, they made the world as like they separated humanity more from itself than it had ever been beforehand, right before they gave it this thing. And I appreciate ChatGPT. Like, I enjoy it sometimes over a podcast because I can put it on audio in my car and I can learn about exactly what I want, and then take the choose your own adventure of what character I want to learn about in it, what thing, and it can be, and I want to be like, oh, it's history. Like, it would take me forever to find all this stuff in a library. And then it's like, yeah, it can be manipulated. So could everything always. Like, a poor man wasn't able to bind a book and get it spread around the country. If your ideas were going to disrupt the status quo of the king or the pope, your shit was not allowed.
Well,
and then
you can also, like, if you get in one of those threads where you're like, actually, that's wrong and this is wrong, and like, if you were to have one of those conversations with another human being, at a certain point, there's a breakdown, right? Where like that person leaves, or they walk out of the room, or they get angry and they shut down. And like, there is a form of it shutting down, but also you can just keep poking and like, why, right? You can do that to AI in a way that you can't do it to a human. Like, a human would break at a certain point.
We're going to launch that coin later tonight.
Lonely fans. I love that.
That's great. I can make a really clever logo.
Oh, God. I love that.
That is so funny.
Clever. Clever
girl.
Mixtro.
I don't know if you're a girl.
Mike,
Sorry.
Mick.
That's actually a saying. I feel like it's from a movie. Clever girl.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, that is one of the other ones. Yeah. That's so funny too. The T-Rex, all of a sudden, it was like Snow White in my head, and then all of a sudden it was like T-Rex. Clever girl. It changed the whole.
It's when the guy's talking about the raptors.
Oh yeah.
Remember when we talked about some men fuck different animals and then Tom Cruise fuck fish? Okay. Well, I don't know if you guys got that video, but I sent you a video of this lady who told me about told the world about her experience of being on a boat full of men. Okay. And they were talking, and usually when certain women would be on these boats for certain jobs because men are too big for the job, so they would hire a woman. And usually back in the day, women, being the only woman on the boat, the woman would get raped or whatever. So the new modern thing for men to do is for them to catch fucking squid, take their tentacles out, and you know how it's like a fucking tube? The squid is like a tube. Well, they use that as a fucking hand pussy on
Kuntamari?
boats. Okay? It's a real fucking thing.
Smells like fish.
And then I'm
Maybe
like,
it
oh
makes
my
me think
God,
it's
that's
an
so
actual
fucking
pussy.
fucked up. But then
Calamari
again, I'm
rings
like, you know
or
what?
full body?
Better the calamari than the woman, in this case. I get it. Leave the woman alone. Use the squid. But it's just fucking weird. Like, what's wrong with the hand? Like, what's wrong with your own hand? Why the need to put your thing in a hole?
Well, did you
Or
ever
in a
watch the Fast
thing?
and the Furious where he's talking about like the stranger, I think he calls it the stranger, and he's like, you have to sit on your left hand for like 5 to 10 minutes till it goes dead, and then you masturbate with that hand so it feels like a stranger's hand. Like,
It sounds great in theory,
What?
but
yeah,
like you can't use your hand if it's numb.
that's the last thing I was like, how is that gonna even feel
It sounds
good?
great in theory.
Yeah.
That's just weird.
Like on
It's fucking
paper.
weird.
Yeah, I don't have a penis, but I just imagine, like, why can't you just use
You
your
know what? Let me
hand?
start thinking that way. Like, think like a man. If I
If
had
I
like
had
a
a
thing
penis,
stuck between my
yeah,
legs,
you wouldn't
would I
fucking your
shove it
hand
in
wouldn't.
everything?
Yes, you would.
You would also
You'd be the
manspread,
worst.
guaranteed.
She would totally
Yeah, but like I
manspread.
have a hole. Wouldn't I want everything inside the hole? Isn't that the same? Takiko in the hole. Like,
I don't know. It just
You
seems.
maybe
isn't that
try an apple pie
I just think
after
it's.
watching
It
American
even
Pie.
just seems so much less like dangerous. I don't know. You're like, it's like an appendage.
I know. Like, I have this weird fear of like having it cut off, and I don't even have one. Like, I'm so glad I don't have one.
This is why
Right.
clothes
isn't
exist, though.
appendage just an inverted cave?
Yeah. What were you say? What'd you say, Thomas?
Yeah,
This is
what
why
was it?
clothes exist.
It's like the reason the clothes exist is so someone doesn't get caught on a branch.
Ugh. It's like getting teeth knocked out. Like, that's an irrational fear, and I don't even. It's totally irrational. I don't even have one.
And it's what's crazy too is it's like non-fatal. Like you could actually lose everything and still live your life differently.
Ugh. Eunuch. That would suck. But not in a good way.
What up,
I don't know why
Dustin?
What's up, Dustin?
Eunuchs unite, yo yo.
I don't know why my brain went there.
I don't know. I think, Layla, you would definitely stick it in a lot more things than you think.
Yeah, I would probably. I swear to God.
Yeah. I would be peeing all over
Then
the place.
now I
Every year
understand the
there's
circle
someone that has to
jerks
call the fire
and all that.
department because they put it somewhere where they weren't supposed to.
Yeah, when I lived in Southern California, there's this radio show, and like the Mickey's 40s always had like the wide mouth. Some guy like put it in one of those, and like because there's no opening on the other end, the suction, he had to call the ambulance.
I mean, you
He
just
had to
hit it with
break
a
it off.
hammer at that point.
Yeah, just a little ping
was
hammer
afraid
and
to,
break
like,
it at the
yeah.
bottom. Done and done. That's probably what they did.
Yeah, they had to break it.
Yeah, the big one too was like hot tubs.
Oh, I bet. Because I've already thought about that. I know if I was a guy, I probably would have already done that.
Wild.
I know.
See, so that it's like no judgment on the squid, dude.
No. It's
Yeah.
Already, that's how quickly you change. You're like,
Does
whatever.
the squid survive or does the squid die from that experience?
Oh, they pull out
But
his
it
tentacles
inks.
and everything, so I'm pretty much just
Oh.
dead.
Okay.
They
Oh,
gut it out.
they
Yeah.
calamari it for real. That is
Yeah,
my
so it's
octopus
just a tube.
teacher. That's a porn.
Is that how they originally tenderized calamari before they deep fried it?
Oh my god. I wonder if they use them as condoms.
Like sheepskin?
Yeah. Like a thicker.
And then you're like, it's
Or
not
add
me,
more
it's the
girth.
calamari.
It's the calamari. Maybe that's where the fishy smell came from.
What in this? Well, sheepskin.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
That's just weird. Yeah. So weird. Humans are
But
weird.
isn't that actually from a lining of a sheep?
Yeah. Yeah.
What
lambskin.
part?
Yeah, that's a Baphomet
Is it
ritual.
the gut?
They're like, hey, everyone, let's have a Baphomet ritual and you can all sleep with sheep.
Is it the intestine or like actual like skin?
I don't know. I'll find out right now.
I think you could still buy it.
Yeah, because I know you could
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
were younger. Because they're like, don't use the sheepskin ones; they are not effective. Like
those are just for
latex.
fun. That's just
Yeah.
if you just really want sheepskin involved.
And I was
Lamb
like, people buy that?
intestines.
I thought it was intestine.
Lambskin condoms are made from processed sheep or lamb intestines.
That's witchy.
That is
That's some
a
sex
Baphomet
magic
spell.
right there.
Yeah, like
holy
let's
fuck.
get a few generations to
Experiment? Anyone want? No, let me let me shut the fuck
Can you
up.
not use like alligator intestine? Like I got those gator skins.
See, I think this is a new market.
Deer.
Damn.
And then you could be like, oh, this is
what
white
animal
rhinoceros.
do you want to fuck with your partner?
Imagine
wrapped in my
human
sausage and
condom.
intestine.
Like human intestine.
This is Ted skin. This is Steve skin.
Oh my god.
You wouldn't want
How did we
Steve
get
skin.
here?
You want like this is Lamar skin.
I did this. I did this.
You were just playing the
Oh
mental
my
map
God.
in your head of how he got here. You told us the story of the squid.
Yeah.
We are
It's
so
my
far
fault.
off the rails of the bullet train.
Yeah, my bad, y'all.
What else is happening?
God.
What else is
I don't
happening
know.
on your crazy videos?
What else did I see?
Are all you guys signed up with Sora and playing with Sora?
No.
Yeah, I think that you all need to be on Sora while it's free. It's going to be taken
is it?
away sooner than later, but
Is
you
it
should
the
just be able
AI?
to experiment with it.
Yeah. The
And
video
it's free.
AI
You
thing.
get like 20 or 30 a day for free, unless you get temporarily blocked for requesting weird stuff too much, and then they'll put you on like an hour timeout.
And as long as
Interesting.
somebody uploads their image to Sora, you can use it, right? You add them as a friend and you can use their image.
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
And I think it's going to go away soon, or it's going to go down to like you have to pay for it, and a lot of people are missing out on not at least trying the free version of it.
We maybe should do it, all get on it just so we can have a new intro for 2027.
100% you can. Yeah, you
Six.
just sit there and generate them, and there's tools that you can, if you post it and make it public, there's a tool that'll go and scrape it off your page, and it'll even remove the little Sora tag and everything.
Okay. I mean, I'd rather y'all messing with my image than whatever the government's up to with their Running Man script.
Oh yeah, Running Man's back in the theaters.
I would just be not tough at all. They'd just be like, Chaney, and now we're going to flood you with turtle soup. And I'd be done. That's what you think you're so tough in life, but then certain things just take you out. Oof.
It had to be something leading up to that. There's no way that just like the scent and thought of turtle soup would make someone throw up for 12 hours.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was
There's
so
no
weird.
way.
Weirdo. I'm such a little weirdo.
I guess so.
Especially when scents are permeating too, and it's like it triggers, like it doesn't. I don't know. It just triggers a weird part of your brain because I've had weird scents in dreams that have fucked me up like for the whole day, and like
because it
like
wasn't
the
just the
acre
turtle soup.
smells.
It became
Yeah.
everything. Like after the turtle soup is the trigger, then I'm thinking of like my weird shrimp and black garlic sauce. And I'm like, what was that black garlic sauce? Was that squid ink? Was that black bean? Was that something to do? And they poured some kind of sherry in the turtle soup. The sherry
Maybe
was so
you
sweet.
ate some kind of magic and you don't even know it, since
Yeah.
it's such a magical place.
And once it's all in my sinuses,
Yeah,
like
that's when
after-
it's like no good.
dude.
You got
Yeah.
hot too, right?
Oh my gosh, the whole thing. I for real was like, dang, what did I catch? Like, what happened to me? It was like a 12-hour nightmare.
Hmm.
And then I found out the next day on the tour that the hotel we were staying in was haunted. Where like the tour guide, where somebody was like, oh, I stayed at this hotel, and the tour guide was like, oh, I won't even go in there.
Huh.
And I was like, okay. But who knows? I think everybody should do it. It's so fun. I would totally go back.
I want to go
Good, 'cause
back.
I
I want to
wanna
go.
go.
I haven't gone.
Me too.
My sister's
stay
gone.
further out.
She says awesome.
I would stay further out. I'd get an Airbnb at some cool part of Louisiana, and then I'd drive in and do like
Yeah, I do
stayed,
that too.
like close enough to walk every day. And it was fine. I'm like, I would just enjoy it, just like being out in a different part of New Orleans or of Louisiana.
You could just sleep on the street there if you want, though, right?
Yeah,
I
you
heard
can do whatever.
Barcelona's
You can
like
drink
that,
24
too.
hours a day.
It was like Key West.
Yeah. It is.
Damn.
It felt a lot like Key West. It was like a bigger version of Key West. Instead of just having like just Duval Street, it was like they had a bunch of streets.
Key West with more thugs.
Yeah. Less gay men, more thugs and witches.
Like Key West, I don't think I've ever been worried for my safety in Key West.
One thing that I will say is that I imagine as a thug there, you still have some kind of respect for the dark arts. And there are so many people that practice the dark arts and have no qualms of telling people or wear certain things, that I do think that you don't know who you're messing with there. Like a gun, where you could just mess with the wrong voodoo lady, or you just mess with the wrong witch. And so I think women are probably oddly safer in New Orleans than in a lot of cities, because everyone's just like, don't fuck with her, she looks like a witch. And people will just look at you for real and just be talking to you, blah, 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 full fangs. Like there's like a
That's
whole
wild.
sect of, yeah. So I don't know. I do think people, even if people think people don't care, so many levels of the biggest gangs in the world, like I would say MS-13, so much at the top levels is witchcraft. Like I think they're scared of certain things. So I think
I'm just hearing New Orleans meetup now.
I know. I think New Orleans meetup could
I
be
want
really
to.
fun. It's a big enough city to accommodate too. So if everybody's like going or wants to do whatever, I mean, there's a million bars, and there's a million bars without anybody in them. It's not, everywhere's not packed to the brim. It's like everywhere is waiting for that 2 weeks of the year that they're packed to the brim. But other than that, they're just everywhere's a walk and a hole in the wall. You can walk around with booze the whole time.
I don't know if salvia is legal in Louisiana. Isn't that how we got started on this?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's I pulled it up. It was just saying that they had their own laws. But I
You
got
probably
stuck
have to
on
do it in like
Cliff
church ceremony.
Alaska,
Yeah, the problem is
Arizona,
just, like actually
Idaho.
finding it easily, because it's so rare to come across that if it's illegal, there's almost no way to actually purchase it in a state where it's illegal.
Yeah.
Like no one's willing to go to jail over salvia.
Interesting.
Montana, Nevada, New Jersey.
We'll just film if you guys want it filmed. I'm not doing it.
Nevada's legal?
Yeah. New Mexico, New York, Oregon, South Carolina, Utah, Vermont,
York?
Virginia,
Are
Washington.
you sure?
And
Are you
West
sure New
Virginia.
York is legal?
That's what it just said. It says
Okay,
what?
I believe
Where
you.
is salvia illegal? There are
Are
several
you
states
sure?
in the
That's what it
country
fucking
where it's
said,
legal.
Thomas.
Well,
That's what it
because I
said.
think New York is what started it becoming illegal across the nation. Is some kid smoked salvia, and then he got super depressed, and then went and he like suffocated himself in a tent. He like ran his dad's car in a garage and piped it into a tent, and he fell asleep in the tent. And they found this note that he wrote that was like, "I smoke salvia, and the whole world is fake." And they used that to make it illegal nationwide, nearly.
Yeah, it's legal in 21 states, and New York is
that's a
definitely
lot.
one of them. New York, New Jersey, New Mexico.
That's my only requirement. The next meetup place, salvia has to be legal.
All right.
Yeah. Tell me these states again. Here, I'll just look it up and pull up the list.
Okay.
I always magic box.
New Orleans, you suck now. You're off the table.
States salvia is legal. Hopefully east of the Mississippi.
I'm surprised California. You
You
said California's on that
guys.
list?
Massachusetts, it's legal, so
Yeah.
we could totally Salem.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is it legal in Massachusetts?
Yes. Look at boom. Salvia is legal in some states, including Alaska, Arizona, California, Idaho, Massachusetts, Montana, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, South Carolina, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, and Washington. And that's recent.
I know nothing would happen to me, but it's terrifying to even like think of like just before like doing it. Like I'm imagining it and like I can feel the anxiety like building up. And I'm not even doing it.
I can't do it. I feel like, oof, Jesus says, do not do that. I'm like, I got to stay away from that. That's a devil drug. I'm sure it's fine. It would probably blow my mind. I just don't know. I
know
like
it'd blow my mind.
psychedelics, I don't know when my body or my spirit will tell me that it's okay for them to exist.
Yeah.
In
I
me
think they should
again.
be mandatory. I think before you get out of, at least out of college, like you can't even get an associate's degree unless you've done at least one psychedelic.
Well, if the natural ones, like if they're here on Earth, they're here on Earth for a reason.
I don't even
like
care if it's
shrooms.
natural, but I think
I
most
know.
of them are natural. I think every
Yeah.
single one that we know of is natural.
It comes from a natural source, for sure.
I
And
think
there's so many
99% come
methods.
from plants. The only one that comes from animal is adrenochrome.
There you go.
Weird.
So they're here
Weird.
for a reason, and
I've done.
they
I
can't.
feel like I've done most of them except salvia.
I want to try the
peyote.
frog one.
Never done peyote. DMT with a number after it. What's it called? Thomas the frog.
forgot.
Ibogaine.
No,
No.
you put me on the spot. There's a B in it somewhere.
DMTB.
Butofen or something.
But I know what you're saying, but that where you put incisions and they take the thing and they put it on you, and then you're just going through a person and then experience or whatever.
Toad.
Yeah, I heard that's the craziest
What is
that
it
you can
called?
do is the frog. Someone will write it. Someone will write it in the chat, and I'm going to pull it underneath.
Well, I don't know.
Frog?
I do think that before you're, if college degrees mean anything, that you would have to get a psychedelic experience at some point in college. Like, so just the fact that someone's got an associate's degree implies that they have.
I like that idea.
You know how you have to have two forms of ID, and it's like certain things are in this column and certain things are in this column. That's how I think the degree should be kind of set up. Like you don't necessarily have to try all the psychedelics, but you have to try one in this category by the AA, and then you have to try one in this category by a bachelor's, one in this category by a master's. So you know people that have a doctorate degree, they've experienced some shit. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what it is. 5-MeO DMT. That I hear is crazy. I don't know how much crazier it can get. I mean, I just feel like I lost my mind once on a psychedelic doing DMT, and I just don't know what could be crazier. I feel like whatever place I went that I call Lisa Frank world, I'm like, I lost myself and I never came back from that. And I feel like whatever that thing is that happened, whatever the heroic dose or whatever the breakthrough, I just feel like I did that to myself once. And I know some people do that over and over again. I don't know. I still feel like I'm in the throes of it sometimes.
The last time that I did DMT, I was like, this is how I die, I guess. Like I was convinced that I was just going to die. And then I mean, I had to like work myself through it. Like, you've been through this a million times. This is always, it's always turns out to be nothing, but like, that's still a feeling that doesn't go away.
The last time I did DMT, the last thought I had in human form was, oh shit, I just killed myself.
Yeah, 100%. And then everything turns into a cartoon,
Really?
and then you're like, okay, that wasn't so bad. But there's a certain moment where you're like, oh man, I had things to do today, and now I'm gonna be dead.
Right at the end of Ferris Bueller, I say this. It's like a little hidden thing I do. It's a little hidden thing. At the end of Ferris Bueller, right before the Secret Society of Good Guys comes up, there is a cat that I'm like, that is the closest thing that leaving myself, where it's like, I feel like the universe was just like, nothing you know is real. It was like, that's kind of the vibe of the thing. I can see if I can find it. Like, this is, I felt like the last thing I experienced in myself in human form. Let's see if I can find it just by putting in. Sometimes I wonder if those experiences on DMT or whatever, if you really do change the timeline, like some version of you exists on a different timeline before that moment.
Ooh, maybe like a reality transference kind of experience where you're jumping into another reality.
Remember, I feel like it was 12 to 21.
What if though? This realm is so weird. Sometimes I wish I was what's the word?
Rich?
No.
But not Seth Rich.
Where you're just like, like an NPC, not awakened, just ignorant.
This is so weird
ignorant.
too, because it seems this is it. This is what I felt like my brain did right before it like split. Like I felt like I left myself, and I know this seems like the craziest gift to show to represent that, but I'm like, I fully went Lisa Frank world, like on Spaceballs, where they're like, we've gone plaid. We went into hyperdrive and gone plaid, like that. Whatever, it was happening so fast around me that I felt like my brain broke.
Like Star World and Mario Kart.
Yeah, it was completely.
When you're on that rainbow bridge.
But yeah, right after I was like, oh shit, I just killed myself. It was that. and I really thought too, like it was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in ways. And I thought, this is hell. Like this is hell. Like, can you imagine some kind of permanence of this? But it was just me there. Anyway.
I think my favorite trip ever was acid, ecstasy combined, and like good, both high quality. That was my experience of like the realm.
Is Molly a psychedelic?
Well, that's MDMA.
Is it? You feel like it's a psychedelic?
Yeah, it can
Slightly,
be.
yeah.
Dosage wise.
Yeah. I mean, I love it.
Like
it's
you could
like
see music come alive. Like the music kind of teleports you into like a state of bliss.
Music,
I feel like you can see when you exhale too. Like, I don't know. I can see people exhale.
Like you feel like you're vibrating physically in a different, higher vibe. Like you're vibrating literally. Trust me, I know.
It is a full body psychedelic, different, like closer to mushrooms than acid in that way.
Yeah,
like where you feel it in your skin.
Yeah.
Damn. That was available
So
in gas
good.
stations until like the late 80s, I think.
Damn.
No wonder they had a like fucking fun hair and music.
No
Yeah,
shit.
so good.
They were all just rolling around on Molly.
Yeah, 100% legal, and it was like pure.
Okay.
Wild.
In the Donald Trump taking away the Delta 9, would you be okay with it if the Molly came back to the gas stations? Like if we were going to
I
make
would be
America
okay.
great again.
It was a great time, man. If you like
And
didn't
you know what?
abuse it.
Also, it was like before the microdosing became like a big thing. Like, I wonder what like microdosing Molly would look like as a culture.
My gosh, everyone would be such in a good mood. I wonder if any cultures do. Like, why
Probably
can't they ever poison the
hypersexual,
wells
though.
with something good?
Because
But
it
maybe
does
not
make you feel
hypersexual. Because then it would make you just like, what if you also, sex too, but then you just also were like, hey, to your people that you cared about, just rubbing their back, like.
But
just,
that's what I'm saying. It's like the everything feels
and you're like,
different.
I love you. But some of your
The
friends
touch
that you're
of
like, I
things
love you
just
so much. You aren't like
intense.
you don't want to sleep with all of them. Some of them you're just like, you're so cute. I want to bore you. I felt that I understood the energy of vor. Like sometimes, like cuteness aggression for your animals, where you're like, oh, sometimes I just put my cat's ear in my mouth. Like I just want to chomp it. That's what I feel like vor is. Like I just want to consume him without hurting him.
It's supposed to trigger your natural reaction to them protect. It's like a way to keep yourself in check. The same like those intrusive thoughts where you're in a car and you're like, I could just open this door and jump out of this car door right now, like over this bridge or whatever. Like that same, it's supposed to give you like you're supposed to have the thought and then immediately suppress it as like a feedback loop to let your brain know like, okay, we're still somewhat sane. So like that cute aggression principle where you're like, I'm gonna eat you up, like the vor aspect. Part of it is like your brain being like, are we still cool?
That is what
I
it
do
feels
that with
like,
my
though.
cats all the time. Like, I want to fucking eat you, but I can't. Fucking A.
Like a giant. Like if they could talk 1,000 years from now and they would have lures of giants wanting to eat them.
Or
And
when
in
you
some cultures,
also when
that
you want to
has
eat your partner too. Just like, I want to fucking eat you.
I know,
You know?
chew your skin.
Mhm.
Get primal. I just want to stick my
Yeah.
canines in your skin. I won't draw
But
blood.
apparently that's like really bad to be bitten by a human and get really sick.
Because we got mouse like Gila monster
something
mouse.
like that.
There's also a medical vampirism that if you start doing that too much and you actually start consuming another person's blood, that you can become dependent on that too. Like it becomes an addiction.
You become a Wendigo. Have any of you guys ever watched Ravenous? That movie was so fucking good.
Apparently vampires,
Ravenous. Yes.
they like A positive the most and O the least. I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
Or A the most and O the least. But I thought it was A positive the most and O negative the least. I thought they were that specific.
Who?
Vampires. They like that A blood. But that's interesting because that is really like Nordic-y, sweetie, Euro blood. So I'm like, ancient things, drinking blood, kicked out of a whole bunch of countries.
Fascinating. The East has like a whole fucking theology on what demons are, and oh my god, what do you know? It looks like a certain group. You know what I'm talking about.
Gaga McGoy. We're not allowed.
Wild.
Oh my. Anyways, do you guys it is Saturday night, 7:05. Do you guys want to keep hanging out? Or do you guys have shit to do, Thomas?
I got some shit I gotta do.
You got some shit you gotta take care of. Do you have anything to plug, Thomas?
I definitely. Right now I've got a Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever. It's going through December 5th, and all of my single issue comics are half off. So it's the lowest I've ever had. All the comics, people are scooping up basically one of everything for under $100, which is a lot of pages, like 15 years worth of work. So I highly
Wow.
recommend it. If you've been on the fence or you've been curious about what Paranoid American has, you can go there and get comics right now for $2, $3, $4 a piece.
Damn.
And Thomas's
I'm gonna have
shit
to
is
shop too.
entertaining and reference worthy. Like
Yep.
you'll keep some of it around because somebody's name will be written on a page in something, and you're like, oh, I'm so glad that's there. Like I always know it's there, and so it is real work going into it.
Well, we're
It's not-
preserving modern conspiracy theory because there's not a lot of things documenting it outside of videos. So now it's being documented in comic form.
I
Hell
love
yeah.
it. I love it.
How's your project coming out? The Vril.
All the characters are designed. I'm trying to find a writer that has some kind of industry clout already, so that when they attach their name to a project, it'll get a hopefully like a pre-built-in audience that'll
Hell yeah.
also combine with our audience. That's my bigger vision right now, because it would be real easy to just make a niche comic and then peddle it to the same niche crowd. But I'd really like this one to break into like, oh, we've got some writer that's
Yeah.
got all this previous body of work, and so that's why it's got some credential. And then people that'll read it, they'll be like, why am I reading about human trafficking and Vril? And like but like we'll find a way to get it into a completely different audience, and then they'll be hooked on it, and then maybe branch out and be like, maybe 9/11 was an inside job.
Yeah.
I just think the
that's
Real
dope.
Housewives is could be the best animated show ever. And the more each of the characters has come flush, I shouldn't, but I always like the villains. Like I always fall in love with the villains, and it's what make me like the hero. I just think they're good villains. Like they're
Yeah.
flushed out. They're becoming like full villains, and that is always what makes an interesting like hero journey, cool schmoll. Like
But now you're finding out that a lot of the villains that they labeled villains aren't really villains. And the heroes are actually the ones that are turning out to be the true villains. There's also that side of it all.
Well, that's
Yeah.
like a Disney thing too, right? Like all the evil, wicked stepmothers are now getting their own movies where they were just
Yeah.
misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
like-
also like the trope of changing the mermaid from a redhead to a black girl, how we can't have the same nostalgia. Not only do we not have the same nostalgia, your hero is my villain, or vice versa. So it like completely even flips of like what it's like the Columbus trope, where like generations of Americans, oh, Columbus Day, Columbus hero, Columbus, and then they are like anyone who says that's a racist. Like really in 2 years, they're like anyone who opens their mouth and says Columbus Day racist. Now it's all like boom, and then they change the name of everything going forward.
Yeah, now the new thing about Columbus is that he actually is some kind of Jewish
Ashkenazi?
bloodline. Yeah. And that he was actually behind the transition of bringing Jews here, and the outfits and who the forefathers are and tied to it all. It's just a very strange history that people are now revealing about who Christopher Columbus was and what his real name was and what his real intention was. And maybe this is the true Israel that they want.
Oh yeah.
Christopher Columbus was a Zionist. You heard it here first.
That's it.
Crystal ball.
I know there's other people on this like
Columbo.
whole
Yeah.
timeline of like who Christopher Columbus really was.
So
Who's
I'm gonna
the
be on
juice?
Zaralath's show tomorrow. We're gonna talk about that movie, The Substance, and
Nice.
women's war for youth. So
with Demi.
yeah, with Demi.
Great movie.
You know what? You could use that movie poster, for the comet. Like Three-Eyed Atlas.
Yeah, because of the way her eyes do the thing.
Well, I think the movie poster has three
Yeah, the
pupils.
three eyes. Yeah.
So weird. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with us impromptu on this after Thanksgiving. We're thankful for you guys, and we'll try to get regular with our schedule in December. So we love you, and make sure you turn it down because Juliette
Love
Lewis
ya.
be bringing that shit. Bye-bye.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
Here comes Santa. Here comes the world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, cult, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, clone Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
You want the bamba? You want to cheer with the big boys? Some of the both get you with the up, get the other back with the drunk up. Ah, yeah.
You still here? It's over. Go home.